Good morning, everybody. Wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up, wake up. Wake up, wake up. Get in, get in, get in, get in. Get in.
The market crashed on me, but that's not my last, homie. It ain't over for me. It ain't over for me. The market crashed on me, but that's not my last, homie. Only one logical thing to do. Don't trip by the dip.
Oh, I'm going to hear about SPPL all day, aren't I? Well, it was a good play. I'm not going to be mad about 10%, but Jesus.
Bartender, here's a tip. Crypto face is the truth. He can even show you proof. This is market cipher school. Rory made you say, ooh, wish I
Already traded SPPL pre-market. I'm in Oracle pre-market, and I'm waiting for Adobe's first pullback after open for a run-up to earnings. Those are the main plays for today for me, but I've got a couple others on the watch list.
woke up to a surprise. Couldn't believe your eyes. Where the hell did your money go? You like, oh my God, what the fuck happened? Bitcoin dumping in my sleep. Woke up to a market.
Am I in on ARM? No, but I can see it coming in and hitting as much as 80 or 90 bucks. So it'll be interesting if anybody's in it, if they sell today or not.
But I still do the shit. I'm just trying to hit a lick.
Are you still holding EPM? You're goddamn right. I also took some options on it yesterday, some January calls, and they ran 75% in the last 10 minutes, and I'm going to sell some of them probably for 100% open. All right, let's go. Thoughts on RTX? I'm still buying. It ain't going nowhere. I don't care what they say. I bought Oracle down to 107. It's at 113. I don't give a shit. I do me.
Don't trip. The market crashed on me, but it's not my ass, homie. Time to rise up out the flames like a motherfucking phoenix flying.
Will Google stock go up with the layoffs? I mean, it wasn't enough layoffs to actually really matter.
I can't help
Um,
but read it. Got a family, gotta feed it. All my followers, man, they need me. We can all get
I don't think that's a catalyst.
financial freedom. BTC, ETH, XRP, that's a threesome. Three-way. Blockchain tokens got your boy really eating. Cryptocurrency is a gift from God. All praises to the Most High. Help me beat the odds, playing smart, so I don't get wrecked like you pencil next. Wear a crew, call me Spider-Man, the way I spider line. Until we position, then I exit trades right on time. Might tell you a secret, but I'll never drop a dime.
No, I was buying little bits of EPM on the way down, and now I started legging out about 7%, 8% now, and I'm just legging out. Did I take anything from the Putin Kim meeting? Why would I? It's a non-factor. Yo, Jazz Singer, congrats on another W. It's been a while.
It ain't over for me. 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 It ain't over for me.
All right, Jizz Slinger, are you here or not? I need to know what your prize is that you want. Yes, EPM is still going. That's a good one from yesterday. Still in it. Still in the options. Played SPPL this morning. Got 10%, and now it's mooning still. Classic. In Oracle as well. The shares that we're holding from down to 107, 108, plus a day trade this morning on their upgrade. And I'm playing Adobe as soon as we get a pullback at open. We're already pulling back, and this is perfect. It's actually below yesterday, so I think this is going to be a great play. RPM or ARM IPO is today, guys. Don't forget it is today. All right, ding, 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 ding. All right. Waiting for a little volume here. Matter of fact, I'm going to take my first entry into Adobe here. Just because, there's, oh, shit. Wait. It's below yesterday's close. Okay, there we go. It's below yesterday's close. That's what we were hoping for. And it didn't disappoint. So we'll see where we go from here. I'm playing a run-up.
Appreciate the streams, little bro.
Thanks, little bro. All right, let's take a look at our EPM position from yesterday. See where we're at on this.
Welcome maining 420 to the Bear Gang.
All right, where are we at now?
All aboard the scam train.
All aboard the scam train. All right, big push on Oracle this morning. We're going to keep an eye on this one. We're already at 113.32. We'll continue to watch this one. SPPL was great this morning. I'm not going to play this again. This was an IPO that just recently came out. So we've seen, just like with SFRM, we waited 3 days to buy the IPO, just sold for 60%. So that was a good one. I don't know about SPPL, totally different sector, but had its IPO debut. Fell overnight. We jumped on it this morning. Had a nice play for 10%. It kept going, as it usually does, but there we are. EPM, we're already legging out of. We bought yesterday and bought all the way down to $6.19. Yesterday, we were buying all the way down. If you go back, if you look at my IRA updates, you'll see I was a madman buying this shit all the way down, and now we're legging out on the way up. Yesterday at 680, and then this morning at 705. Like I said, I broke it down yesterday for my reasons. That does not mean you should also do it. Okay? I'm just letting you guys know why I do certain things. 1020 is the ARM IPO. All right. All right, so we got to break down PPI data. PPI came in really hot, guys. We got CPI data and PPI data both coming in hot. Okay? All right, next entry on Adobe coming up. BitConnect. No, only one share there. Going to get another share here. I'm only buying one share at a time. And the reason is that this is a play for a run-up to their earnings after hours, not a catalyst. Very, very light entries on this one. Why does Schwab keep breaking every goddamn morning? Where do you stand on Apple now that they didn't raise their prices? I think it's actually worse that they didn't raise their prices because the amount of money they put into R&D to give us the same fucking product. I'm not bullish. I mean, I'm bearish on Apple in any way. It's just that I don't see catalysts for them. Do you know what's crazy? Is that Apple has now fallen behind and it's in like 5th place of the big 7 of gains this year. Insane. I hate my computer. All right. Oracle coming right back down.
Welcome at CM Jesus 2 to the Bear Gang.
What do you think about Unity torpedoing their reputation? If I were to give Unity, I don't know what Unity did as far as you know in the back end, but here's what I'll say about today's society. You can only ruin your reputation if you do it yourself. Okay? And what I mean by that is if you fuck up, the only way you can ruin yourself is if you continue to give people a reminder that you fucked up. Okay? If you just fuck up and own up to it, or just disappear, or just do business as usual, someone else is going to fuck up, and everyone's going to focus on them and forget all about you, and you're going to be just fine. The only way you get yourself in trouble is if you continue to remind people or that you fucked up by either A, going all in on, you know, pussyfooting around on something, or if you continue to be a public figure and put yourself out there. People will forget all about you. I could give you case after case after case of streamers who everyone thought whatever they did ruined their career, and they're actually bigger than they were before because they just acted like it didn't happen, or they just kind of took some time off, chilled out, waited for somebody else to fuck up, then came back, and everyone's forgotten all about it. Examples? Nice try. Good call on cruise lines? No, there's no call on cruise lines. It's just that they got upgraded today, but airlines are getting fucking shit on again. I want to sell NCLH. I'm still down 8% in this position. Nice push today, though. I didn't jump in on it for the morning because, like we talked about in the morning call this morning, I'm already deep in this position, so there's no reason for me to day trade this. Why do you want to sell? No, remember, I'm not selling the long position. I'm selling the shares on the way down. I've explained this before, how I do this. It's the same thing I'm doing with EPM right now, right? If I'm long on something and I time it terribly, I don't jump all in on something. I never jump all in on something, right? Because you don't know. I mean, if you're right and it moons, you feel great. But if it falls, then you're fucked, right? You leg into things, and if it moons, great, you made money. And if it falls, you're still adding in, like I did with Adobe this morning, right? Adobe is a day trade, but same concept. So with something like NCLH or whatever like that, you're saying, well, why are you selling? Well, if I buy a stock here and it falls, and then I buy it here and it keeps falling and I'm here, right? As it starts to go back up, I start selling some of these on the way up. That way, by the time it gets back to my original entry, not only am I up overall, but I'm only exposed with the original amount of shares that I wanted to have in, or that I'm comfortable with, right? So right now, NCLH, I was down 8% as of this morning, right? Overall. Down 15% from my original entry. But now that it's jumped up 4%, I'm only down 4% overall, and I can sell the shares that I bought here to average down for a profit, or at least to lower the exposure at a better valuation. And now I'm down 4% with these two entries. Once it gets back up here, right, or gets close to it, I'll be up 7% overall and have sold all of these shares for a profit. You see what I mean? And then I can allow that to run with my original entry already green, or I could hold some of these shares if I wanted to, or I could allocate that somewhere else. Does that strategy matter with long-term bets? Well, it depends on the type of investment you're doing. Like, for example, it depends on the time frame. Like, look at Oracle, right? Like, we thought Oracle was oversold, so we bought at 117 and then 115. Because remember, we're legging in. Then we bought at 109, 108, 107. Now it's sitting at 113. So now we've averaged down. We're green overall, and we're lowering our exposure to that position. You can keep it if you want. It's really up to you. Everybody has their own strategy. I'm not trying to tell you how to have your strategy. Oh my God, SPPL is still going. As a matter of fact, here's what I'm going to do right now.
Stock Hug, great channel, chat, and Discord is fire.
RTX
Thanks
is doing
for
good.
The knowledge bombs, and also shouts out to the best mod team.
I think you're in the wrong channel, buddy. All right, so here we go. So let me do this right now, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. I'll show you my personal portfolio, so it's not like I'm just giving you something abstract. Oh fuck, we're up big today. What is going on today? AbbVie's up. Aries up again, having a good run this week. Avgo, we're almost even on. Baba's up today. We've got Bri up today. Carnival's up. Eagle's up 3%. Evgo's up 3%. We just averaged down on that recently. Express back to 880. Google's up. Home Depot's up. Hive running at 4.4%. India is up. Intel down, but still sit at 3850. So we're up 30% overall. JD's up. Coles, big jump on Coles this morning. We jumped in on that yesterday after we talked about that swing trading between just under 23 to just over 25, 26. We got KXIN moving a little bit. Lending Club is up. Lev is up. Lilum is up. MO down pretty bad today. I might grab some MO shares. NCLH. All right, so NCLH. So here we go. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you right now. ARM goes live, I think, at 10:30. All right, here, let me show you what I'm talking about. 10:20. All right, so let me give you a show here. It's going to be a little confusing because it's going to show that it switched from TD Ameritrade to Schwab. But here you go, right? All right, so here you go. So 8-1, I bought my first entry of 20 shares at 1866, right? And then we bought a couple more same day. It was within a couple of minutes of each other. We bought 29 shares. The next day it fell. We bought a little bit more at 1853. Then we realized that, or I realized I probably fucked up in my timing, right? Because I got it right before oil started going back up after their dip. Then I bought a couple more, just a couple more, with profits from other trades, 1792, 1758, 1681, 1653, right? With a little bit more to go if it goes under $16. So there we go. So now I'm buying on the way down. Now, what I'm doing is on the way up, I'm going to slowly start legging back out. And in this case, I just sold my first one here, right? My first sell, the 6 that I got at 1653, I'm now at 1689, which means I've now sold these 6 for a higher valuation than my last 2 purchases. Goes to 1705, I'll sell 5 more. I'm selling on the way up, right? Because now I've averaged down and now I'm taking that money on the value on the way back up and legging out. Now I could just leave the entire position there if I'm still long on NCLH and say, oh, great, this is fine. I'm just going to let this keep going. But I don't want to do that because I don't want that much exposure into a single stock, especially something that I'm playing a gap back up on, right? Does that make sense? That's just my strategy. FIFO, does it matter the duration you do? If it's something I'm going to carry over to the new year or it's a long-term play, then FIFO can be beneficial or non-beneficial to you for tax purposes. But for me, generally, I just leave everything as the way it is. Something like NCLH right here, I keep FIFO, and the reason is that I don't. Here's the thing about FIFO. If you're doing first in, first out, or first in, last out, or last in, first, whatever, if you're not doing it for tax reasons, then it's aesthetics. And if you're doing it just for aesthetics, you're already fucking yourself. Because here's what's happening, right? If you're putting yourself first in, first out, right? That means that I sold those 1866 for a loss, technically, right? And that's fine because I don't need to look at my position and say, oh, I'm actually up now. No, I want to see where I'm at overall because it's going to give me an average price, right? If you want first in, last out, then sure, playing this strategy, it's going to be aesthetically, it's going to be better looking to you because you're going to see, oh, these are the ones that just got sold. So now that trade is a profitable trade. But I don't look at each individual trade as a profitable one because this is a large position. If it's a single trade, different thing. A position like this, I want to see the real numbers. I don't want to look at it and be like, oh, look, I made the last 6 shares that I bought at 1653. I now sold for 1689. That was a W. No, because then I'm not looking at the larger position overall. Once again, everybody does their own thing. I'm just telling you what I do, okay? It's everybody has their own strategy. Oh my fucking God, SPPL. Really D-Gen play of the day, SPPL. This is the one that, for those of you guys that are in the morning, hang out in the Discord in the morning, this is the one I jumped into this morning, sold for 10%, and now it's at 25. My God. Is this Wall Street? No, this isn't Wall Street. Wall Street is a figment of your imagination. It's an idea to sell you. This looks like Wall Street. If this looks like Wall Street, you're having a fever dream or you're in a coma and we're not real and you need to wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Okay. Come on, Oracle, baby. Come on, Oracle, baby. Come on. All right, did purchase a little bit more RTX this morning. Got downgraded to $75 price target. I don't give a shit what their price target is. I know the military industrial complex. I know these contracts. I know this money's going to come flowing back in one way or the other. Let people dump it. Let them be fearful. I will buy when others are fearful. It's what I do. Fucking let this shit go to 69. I don't care. I will buy the shit out of RTX because this is a powerhouse. It is not going anywhere. The defense budget has gone up. It's the only thing that got an increase in spending. We've got another debt ceiling negotiation coming up, and guess what both sides are going to do? Agree on defense and military spending increases. End of the year is coming. You know they're going to spend the shit out of it. They're going to blow all their fucking money, and they're going to ask for more money for the beginning of the year, and it's going to, because every single military budget does not become a ceiling. It becomes a floor, and you know how it goes if you've worked in the corporate world. End of year, you have to use up all your budget so that you can justify an increased budget the next year, and they're going to get their money back. Let it happen. Let it happen. I got 3 more fucking months with this shit. I don't care what anybody says. Whatever. All right, SMTC, we played the dip on earnings last night. So for those of you guys who hang out in the Discord for earnings, we ended up seeing a big drop here. We jumped in at 1968, so we didn't get the bottom, but we did. It was a pretty good entry yesterday. And then I sold at 21. What was it? 21. Let me go into the Discord and the IRA updates. Not that it matters what I do. Just got to put that out there. But we put in. Got out at 21.88 and then 22.30. So it was a nice jump after hours. Of course, it ran to $25 this morning. $25. They got hit with 3 upgrades this morning. 3 upgrades.
Welcome El winning to the Bear Gang.
Absolutely insane jump there. Over 25%. I was happy with what did we get? I was happy with the 12%, but that's an insane run there. So good play there. NCLH legged out of for the first time here. SPPL getting volume and gapping completely up. That's insane. Adobe all over the place right now. I have 2 shares, only 2 shares. Okay, I'm playing this for a run-up. I think this is going to have a better opportunity later in the day. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe people are done with Adobe and say, hey, look what happened to Oracle. Look what happened with their cloud business. Adobe's going to get fucked too. Hey, fine. Okay, I know it's different. It's not the same, but I'm just talking about large powerhouse companies. Maybe earnings season, people are getting fatigued. We're seeing earnings season get hit. I don't know. We shall see what happens. I'm buying 1 share at a time. Okay, every $5 that it falls. So I got one at 553. I got one at 548. I'll get another at 543. Okay, small position, legging in. Hopefully, we see like what happened the other day with whatever earnings it was. I forgot we were doing it. We did the same strategy, kind of flatlined through the day, and then the last hour and a half, the thing goddamn ran. So that's what my hope is here with Adobe, not going crazy. But my big plays today, obviously, SPPL pre-market, and I'm still in Oracle on the daily. And Oracle is going absolutely insane right now. So this was a great fucking buy on the day. And for those of you guys that bought with us after earnings all the way down to 107, you should be really profitable. Let's actually take a look at Oracle now and see how we're doing on this. Overall in Oracle now, even though I bought early. I bought at my first buy was at 118. But I bought all the way down to 107. We're now sitting overall on Oracle at 4% in 2 days. That's pretty fucking big in this choppy ass market. So I'm going to go ahead and leg out of another 2 shares here. I'll post these in the IRA updates. Like I said, I don't do the IRA updates for you guys to watch or judge or think whatever. I just do it because people ask me. So remember that, okay? All right, SPPL still holding up pretty well. We got NCLH holding pretty nicely. I have a feeling, and I'm not going to trade off feelings, but I have a feeling we're going to see cruise lines fall again. Crude is back over 90, and PPI and CPI are up. Airlines are saying that they're going to get fucked right now, and there's only a matter of time until either A, people don't believe it and say, fuck it, we're buying up airlines, or cruise lines take the same fate. And people say, you know what? This is a nice pop. I'm going to profit take, because if airlines are expecting to have a decrease in passengers and increase in fuel prices to cut their margins, cruise lines are probably going to happen as well. So I would not be surprised to see NCLH, if it doesn't bust above 1705 on decent volume, fucking give this shit all the way back by the end of the day. We'll see. We'll see. It's too early to tell. I don't know what every goddamn hedge fund... You know what I was thinking the other day? You guys got tinfoil hats? Anybody here have a tinfoil hat? All right, just excuse this part for a second. Imagine for a second, just total, like, iceberg crazy thought. Imagine for a second, none of this is real. We already know it's not real, but none of it's real. Stock market isn't actually the value of a share of a company or anything like that. Imagine it was just a tool used by a government to keep the quote-unquote middle class from, like, rioting, right? Imagine if inflation and money was fake and there was always and there was a big problem, but you know that if you can keep the people pacified just enough to where they're more worried about what they have than what others don't have, right? And give them a tool to look at to say, see, you're getting by good enough. You don't want to mess it up. And so they created the stock market. So you can believe that your make-up money is doing better. And because of that, it ties your belief of how well things are going, how you don't want to screw anything up, to pacify you. Imagine that. Imagine there's some fucking, like, group of people every day that go in and say, okay, today, make it seem like it's going up. Today, let it go down a little bit. We got to keep them controlled. I know that that's just fucking around, and that would destroy everything that I'm about. But I was thinking about that because, you know how yesterday we saw that report that came out that said household income went up $154 trillion? And then the report came out this morning that 2.5 trillion of that was just from equities and 2.6 trillion was from real estate. Isn't that what the Fed is? I mean, I've already gone over this. Taxes are fake. That's why when I hear somebody yell, raise taxes on so-and-so, then I already know that they don't know how money and economics work. Taxes are fake. If taxes were real, then and it was actual income from the government, then they would have to spend within their means. They spend as much as they want. Taxes stay the same, so obviously it isn't with that. The government controls inflation, so does the Fed, because you can only have inflation if you have more money and more spending, and if you stop to that, whatever. I know that there's growth and there's debt. There's a lot of things that go into it. It's a very intricate system. But I was saying, just for a second, tinfoil hat, and say, what if the stock market actually has nothing to do with any company's growth? It's just a nice little... All right, let me stop before I actually get somebody going nuts and then they start spouting some shit. Next thing I know, I'm on 4chan. Sell Oracle or keep holding calls? Why the fuck are you in calls?
Yo, the stock guy. What's up, bitch?
Yo, that's a 50 by Anonymous. My man. Hey there, I hope you're well. Has your new kid been given a nickname like Aurora yet? I need a new server name to go with Aurora MK2.
He doesn't have a nickname yet because he's just, he just kind of just is there. I mean, he's rolling over now and lifting his head up, which is good. It means he's more able to survive without me. He's almost ready to take a spear into the woods to hunt a gator, but which is as is tradition in Florida. At your 2 year, when you're 2 years old as a man and as a boy in Florida, we send you like the Spartans with a spear and an AR-15, well, a JR-15 when you're 2. To come back. If you don't come back with a 3-foot gator or larger, you're not accepted into back into the home, and you're forced to move to the Keys until you're old enough to cook meth. But either way, you know, I haven't given him a nickname yet. I'll let you know when I do. Florida strong. What's the website you're using? Are you talking about the charting right there? If you hit exclamation point platform, it's called TradingView. It's a free trading platform or a charting platform. They have upgrades and whatnot, but I just use it because it's very clean and easy to understand and teach people with. Not that I'm teaching anybody, but to kind of like other newer people understand what's going on. Actually, fun fact, depending on the natural disaster that wipes out Earth or puts us into the Stone Age, Florida is one of the best places to survive in because of the Everglades. Not outside the Everglades, but inside the Everglades. How Florida? Okay, you want me to do this real quick? All right. This is not stock content, but you know what? Fuck it. I'll do this real quick. All right? Unless you're a bitch. Okay, here you go. Real quick. All right. A few things you need to keep in mind. If you're in an apocalyptic times, you know, and you are living off the grid and there's other people that are trying to kill you and take your supplies, you don't want to live anywhere north of here because in the winter you're going to be fucking cold. And if there's no electricity, you're going to have to burn wood to keep warm. That's going to make it to where you are very, very easily seen when you have to do a fire. So in the north, you're already in danger, right? You're not in danger if you're the one hunting people, but if you're surviving, very dangerous. Also, gives you very, very limited time frame to cultivate and grow stuff if you have your own settlement, and you know, the days are, you know, much shorter, meaning that you're more in danger at night from predators. Okay, because predators like to hunt at night. Okay, so that because the middle of the thing, right? Mountains sound good because you've got freshwater springs, but it's mountainous, not a lot of vegetation, a lot of predators up there, dog eat dog world. This is all desert. California, you don't want to be there. There's a lot of people there. If they can't drive, they're going to be stuck there because of the mountains here. There's not a lot of people moving out of there. California does have some decent areas there, but like I said, large population and limited resources on this one area right here. Don't want to be there. All right, East Coast, lots of cities up here, lots of rolling gangs, not a lot of resources outside the city. They import everything. You don't have farms in the cities. You don't have a lot. What are you going to do? Fish all day? No, you can't do that. Not a good place, right? Upstate, too cold. Brings you down here. Gives you the southeast. Southeast is a good place. Anywhere in the southeast. The problem is limited resources. It's always limited resources. The thing with Florida, though, is that this right here, because I live down here, this is all wilderness. It's all fresh water. Lots of game. Lots of animals. Year-round. Lots of places to hide. If you don't know the area, you're not just going to show up in it. Okay? Great area to survive. Lots of things that can kill you. Fun fact, if you want to survive in the Everglades, if you know how to survive, you just get yourself out in the middle of the wetlands here, at least a couple miles from the road here, and you find yourself one of these little islands here, right? Elevated from the water, but surrounded by the water, meaning that nobody can get up to you unless they have a boat, which is easier to see them coming. It's all fresh water. You're hidden inside here, and the only predators you actually have to worry about are gators. Gators can't climb trees, so all you do is you cut down a lot of the branches here, you tie them off, and create yourself an elevated bed, okay? Mosquito netting, and you're fine. Pythons. You realize the only snakes in South Florida are not man-eating snakes. They're not poisonous either. Boa constrictors and pythons are not poisonous. And they're not big enough to eat a human. I want to tell you about this right here. You're far enough away that nobody can get to you unless they really need to. Unless they know where you're at, okay? You've got yourself surrounded. You've got all the fresh water and vegetation and meat you could eat. Your only major predator is one that can't get you if you're up in the if you're elevated, okay? And you've got the only thing that's gonna fuck with you is bugs, okay? And it's Florida. There's enough AR-15s and guns around to be able to hunt. It's a great place to survive, and it's all fresh water. Now, you don't understand these pythons get real big? You know we get paid to go hunt them every day, right? Your biggest concern, your biggest worry here is Mother Nature. Okay? You just don't want a hurricane to come through.
Welcome Saucy Studios to the Bear Gang.
But why not just go somewhere else? Because if it's an unexpected disaster that happens, let me tell you something about South Florida. You've got 3 directions to go. Okay? You go south, well, you've got limited place to go because you're going to go to the Keys, you're going to get locked up on one of these bridges, and people are going to take advantage of you, and you're going to die. If you go north, you're going to be stuck because let me tell you something right now. All of those vehicles that run out of gas are going to be covering the roads. Now you can't drive anywhere. Now you've just got a population of people wandering around trying to survive and get away from stuff, right? A dirt bike is great. Problem is you're going to run out of gas. Gas station's going to be there. You can't go east because there's an ocean there. You jump on a boat without limited supplies, you'll die faster than anything because you can't drink seawater, right? That means you have to go west. Well, everybody's going to get on I-75 and go on Alligator Alley, but once again, they're going to run out of gas halfway through. It's going to be a dystopian area. They're going to make their way out into the water here, and they're going to get eaten by the alligators, so I don't have to worry about them coming after me. They're going to be sitting around here eating fucking all day long, right? So I go my ass out here, fresh water, all the food I can get, warm weather year-round. I don't have to worry about fires to keep myself warm, which means I don't have to worry about keeping or being seen. You know, as long as you have a mosquito netting and an elevated bed, you're fine. Not to be that guy, but snakes have venom, not poison. Thank you. You're right. Venom and poison are much different. Thank you for the correction. Acting like multiple hurricanes don't happen every year. I mean, no offense, but I've lived in South Florida. I've lived in here for 15 years now, and I've never been hit by a hurricane. One that would have hurt me. They do happen. Tampa's been slacked way more than I have. All right, this is not a survival channel. Let's get back to the market. All right, we're still hovering right about 1705. We did find a new high, but we're on low volume, so I am going to keep a downside look on it. Actually, you know what I think I'm going to do here? God damn, Oracle, I love you. I love you. God damn, what a good fucking play. You could argue that this absolutely is a survival channel. Oh, it's a survival channel. And I would argue that less people survive, less percentage of people survive this than they do actual, you know, apocalypse. What's the point of starting an impeachment when they don't have the votes in the Senate? It's all about elections, and when you are, remember, an election, a politician's job is to get, his only job is to get reelected. I don't care what anybody says. That's their job. Their job is to get reelected. They start campaigning within the first 6 months. And nowadays, the two sides of the political spectrum that we have gotten so far apart that it's no longer about pandering to your voter base about voting for you. It's about voting against the other person, right? You don't have to convince people to vote for you. You just have to convince them to vote against the other person or stay home and not vote for the other person. That's all you have to do. You're no longer running on your platform and your morals. You're running on why the other person is worse than you or why you should fear the other person. And when you run an impeachment process like this, you can go to, and you're the opposite end of the party, you can go during an election season and say, hey, I'm running, and I was one of the people who impeached this person that we're all afraid of that's going to turn us into a dictatorship, Nazism, or communist, socialist hellhole, whatever side you're on. And you can go to your voter base and say, but we've just got started. Or if you're running, you could say, vote for me, make sure you get out and vote, because then we'll have enough votes to push this through and get this person out. It's a tactic. It's all it is. All right. Few other things that we want to keep an eye on. We want to look at some of the plays that we've been making for swing trades over the summer. For those of you guys that played EQ&R with me, EQ&R has had a really good run. I'm officially out of EQ&R. I got my 7 or 8%. I'm going to sell the last of my UUU today. I have a bit. Oh my God, SPPL still going. Remember, we played uranium for the summer after the Georgia reactor, the new reactor got put up. And so what we're going to be paying attention to is we saw Diablo Canyon is going to stay open. We saw the reactor in Georgia, the fourth one, going up. We see that it looks like there's a push for nuclear energy, especially considering what we saw with green energy not being anywhere near what we thought it was after the Russia thing, oil going up, people not liking it, especially the new generation. So for those of you guys that have been playing UU with me, it's been a very good run, a very, very good run for the summer. Probably one of the best summer plays we've had as far as like, you know, obviously it's not going to run as much as tech, but as far as like identifying a trend and getting in on it early, it has been really, really, really good. Very happy with this play. Plug calls chat while Stocky's sleeping. Well, I already have plug. So here we go. Beautiful summer play. This was our original entry down here at $6.33. We grabbed some more at $6. Didn't catch the bottom when it went down to $5.75, but we caught it when it consolidated at $6. Consolidated again, and then we had this run. Big summer play. Really happy with this. Going to sell the last of the shares today. SFRM we sold yesterday. It was 60% from the bottom after their IPO. So we've had some really good swing trades. We're finally legging out of NCLH. I'm going to be real with you. I'm going to make a mistake here, but I've never been known to be the smartest man. So, I don't know if I'm allowed to show these on stream anymore. All right, in case we're wrong, we're going to take month out, so October 6th. A $16 put, or sorry, $16.50 put is only $40. Okay, cool. Yes, I'm dual streaming to YouTube today. I haven't even looked at it today to see if it's working or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Just practicing. Let me look over there. Oh, there is somebody. Hi, YouTube.
Take on CrowdStrike.
All right. Just practicing, keeping it up. Although YouTube was not happy with me last time because I apparently misunderstood their copyright stuff. Much different than Twitch when it comes to that. Are you still in any COVID plays? No. That run on NVAX when it jumped to $10, I sold half the position there for 30% gain, and then when the CDC announced that they were, saying that antibodies were probably going to be fine right before the decision, I was like, all right, let me get the rest of it out at break even. So it's about 15% overall gain in a week. That wasn't too bad. UAW strike is going to happen tonight unless something crazy happens. All of these upgrades on Ford, your GM, almost sound like somebody's trying to sell their bags. I don't know why, but we're seeing these upgrades ahead of it. I don't know if somebody knows that Ford is and GM are going to come to some kind of agreement with the UAW, but it doesn't look like it, especially considering what they're demanding. And we're talking about midnight tonight. All right, Oracle, 114.40. Fucking A, beautiful. All right, let's leg out a little bit more. Please read this chat. Okay, hi. No, I don't use YouTube streaming a lot because I don't really have a streaming presence on YouTube. So it's not about the views. It's just about keeping the channel, and it's about appeasing the algo gods. All right, I'm gonna sell one more Oracle here. All right. First time all three go on strike UAW. But remember, one thing to keep in mind with this strike is that it is a strike involving mostly the EV sector. Okay, the EV sector. Yeah, my YouTube, this is what happened when I streamed on YouTube the one time this week. This was not what I was expecting. But this was what I received immediately after streaming. Mistakes were made. Yes, they were. Okay. Oh, you guys can't see what I just saw. Oh, thank God. Which puts did I take on NCLH? Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what I took. Don't worry. Because you are not shadow trading. Because shadow trading is for losers. Yeah, you can't play music. You cannot play music. All right. Also, speaking of of COVID plays, I love how mRNA is now coming out and saying, the CEO is saying that AI, because we all got to talk about AI is going to be used for the potential to cure cancer. That's right. If you haven't said the word AI recently, you better get in on that now. That's right. Get in on that now, baby. No, guys, those were not aliens, okay? First off, if you find skeletons in the mountains of South America that have elongated heads, they did that shit. They used to wrap fucking babies' heads real tight like a watermelon and squeeze that shit out because they thought it was like some thing. Now, somebody will say, well, it's because they're trying to look like the Anunnaki. No. Did you see the x-rays of that shit? That wasn't even well made. Okay, I'm not about to do a TED talk on this shit, okay? I don't care. I know I'm not an expert in all these things, but what I can tell you is Mexican aliens. Oh God, I realized after I typed that the wrong thing was probably going to come up, but I'm so happy. You know what's funny? If I would have typed that in 2 days ago, I would have got much different results. I just realized that if I would have typed that in 2 days ago, would have been a different stream. Where's the x-ray? Okay, listen. First off, why does this thing have fake tits? Okay? That's the first thing, okay? Why does this thing have a boob job? Second of all, can we talk about something? Have y'all seen this? I am not a doctor, but what I can tell you is those buying... This doesn't make any sense. Where are they? I want to show you. I know that this is off topic, but I've got to show you what I'm talking about. This is insane. The x-ray. The goddamn thing, somebody fucked up and put in the bones upside down. Doesn't even have joints. Okay, I'll have to find it later. I don't want to scroll too much. It looks like an alien to me. What does an alien look like? I'm gonna be real with you, though. I've made that face before. When she knows what she's doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're just stun-locked. You're just like, oh. Alright, moving on. It's a family-friendly channel. Alright. You, ladies and gentlemen. We are officially out of uranium. Great summer play. $8, great. I don't think that uranium is done, but the UUU play, I think we're done. No, that's one alien that does not look like he wants to phone home. That alien looks like he phoned the right place the first time. All right. That last sell on Oracle there was at 114 something. I'll go ahead and post it in Discord in a little bit, just in case you guys are keeping up with it. NCLH puts, I know that it sounds weird that I sold shares of NCLH and then took the money from the shares, the profit from the shares or the money made from the shares, and I'm now playing the downside to it. But here's my thing. They upgraded cruises and both, and I own CCL. I'm still up 115% on CCL long term. They upgraded both cruises or all the cruise lines, and that's great. But if you're upgrading cruise lines at the same time you're downgrading airlines, or airlines, not sorry, you didn't downgrade, but airlines are talking about potential, big time losses coming, then you've got a decision to be made. Are all of the airlines overdoing it and trying to sandbag their next earnings season, or are cruise lines not having to worry about it because it's winter coming, cruise season's coming, and they're going to start seeing an uptick in bookings, and it's been a slow hurricane season. Well, it hasn't been slow, but slow for, considering some of the areas that some of those ports are at. So you're playing a game right now. You're playing that game. All right. Other ones that we're paying attention to that we've been in, we got in EPM, sold some this morning. Going to let this fall down, probably buy some more if it goes back down. SMTC got out overnight, or not overnight, last night after earnings there. UU were officially closed out of. NCLH, we sold some shares this morning, and now I've taken the downside play right here. SPPL was a great pre-market trade, got 10%, and then it went 25%, but shit happens. Adobe, 2 shares only so far. It has bounced off of 545 twice now. What I will keep eye on is like I said, every $5 I'll buy a share, and look for that run up towards the end of day for earnings. However, based on what Oracle's earnings did, there are some people that are concerned that Adobe's also going to miss. And me, I'm not going to play it, but if somebody put a gun to my head and said, Stocky, I need an earnings YOLO for tonight, as much as we made on Landsea from new home builds and home builders, I don't know how the last quarter is going to show, but the last half of this past quarter has been really rough for home builders, especially considering mortgage applications are down 6 out of 7 weeks. We've got building permits not being pulled as quickly, and mortgage rates are now at 7% for the 3 weeks in a row or 3 months in a row, whatever, for the first time since 2000 and what was it, 20 years. That makes me think that Leonard is probably going to miss. Or if they do beat somehow, they're going to lower their guidance. Are you long Oracle? Hell yeah, I'm a long Oracle. So they have earnings after hours today. I'm not going to take puts on this, but I don't like what I've been seeing from housing data for Leonard. Leonard is not the same as something like Landsea or Toll Brothers or KBH with that strictly, luxury bot building, which there's still money for luxury buyers out there or whatever. People are building their own homes now that have the money. They're not the same. They incorporate more of financing housing as well, and then home building materials as well. So they're more affected by a slowdown overall, not a company that does individual homes for rich people. So this concerns me. I'm not shorting it. I'm not taking a put through earnings unless it goes like 120. Then we'll see. But this one is the one that gives me the most concern going into after hours today. So we'll see. God, this looks weak. I mean, anything could happen here. I mean, if it stays holding here long enough and volume comes in, this could actually shoot up. So I got to be careful. But the buyers have just disappeared. So that's why I'm playing the short end of that. Good selling you there. All right, let's hop into a couple other things. I have a whole email dump I have to do with you guys, too. For those of you guys who were in the morning call this morning, obviously, the recording is up. You're more than welcome to go in and listen to all the full details if you want. But we do have the UAW deadline tonight at midnight. This is a big one. We got the federal judge ruling against DACA. This is another big one. This is a big one nobody's paying attention to right now. Is ARM 30 seconds? Uh-oh. 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 It's frozen. What strike date on those Len put, Stocky? Asking for a degen? I haven't looked at it. Do you really want me to look at it? Like I said, it would be with a gun to my head. Is TradingView fucked on ARM IPO? The Trump trial on Georgia election case won't happen in October, judge rules. Oh no, my free content! What is going on? Why is this not... Okay, let me close out some more things here. I mean, based on how much oversubscription there was, that 10x oversubscription, I wouldn't be surprised to see this thing hit 80, 90 bucks right out the gate. You need details on the Len puts? I'm not taking Len puts, but let's say there was a gun to my head and somebody asked me, okay, you got to take puts. I mean, obviously, I'd choose something a month out and at the money or close to the money. So, on October 13th... I mean, honestly, an October 13th at the money put is only 450 bucks. A 117 put is only 450 bucks. That's nothing. And you're talking about pretty tight gap or pretty tight ask bid. It's 40, it's $30. Wait, somebody just bought one. What the fuck? There was zero open interest on that contract when I opened this. Okay, either way, the implied volatility is only 33%, and the theta is only $6 to a 47 delta. If I was going to take a put on Len, if I was going to, a 117 just at the money, October 13th, is only 450 bucks with an implied volatility of 33% and a theta of only 6. So let's say it falls within 1 or 2%, it doesn't moon or fall, you almost lose nothing. Implied volatility is not going to go down much, and you only lose $6 off of a $460, $450 contract on theta. At delta's at 48. That's insane. So that's what I would buy if I was going to buy a put on Leonard and I had 450 bucks. If I was going to. I'm not. If I was. I mean, those are some very attractive numbers for something. Now, I don't know. Maybe Len goes up. Who knows? Fucking T-gens. Are they delaying ARM, or is it coming out a little bit later? No, you'll probably get it cheaper, because if SPY keeps running, Len will go up. Len could hit 117, so you could probably get this as cheap as 420 at some point today. But I'm not going to jump into it. I'm not going to play fucking that. I'm not that degenerate. If aliens are real, stocks go up or down? Oh, stocks go up. Because then no one believes in God. And if nobody believes in God, they stop going to church. They stop going to church, that's 10% more money they have. That 10% goes into fucking equities and degen plays. Market goes up. Oh, fuck. I'm going to get in trouble for that one. I'm just kidding. That's not true. Although it probably is true, because if most older people if more older people are religious than younger people, and older people tend to put money in the market, and they have more money, they'll probably put money in the market. That actually might work. I think we need aliens at this point. How would aliens disprove a deity? I mean, it would depends on the religious you believe in and how literal you take the scripture. Because if the scripture says God created man and only the earth and the stars to light the earth and everything, and God created man in his image and there was only Adam and Eve, then that would say that where did these other beings come from if God didn't create them, right? And so if that was a literal interpretation of the Bible, then it would say, well, there must be another God, or we're not being told everything, and therefore, unless somebody said, well, that's just the demons or the angels, maybe. I'm not a fucking philosophy guy, okay? I'm not here to have a religious talk. I was just making a joke. It ain't that deep, bro. It ain't that deep. That's what she said? You have never heard that, trust me. All right, come on, Adobe. I'm only 2 shares deep, but I'm ready. All right, ARM's still not gone live yet. I want money, not religion. I'm spiritual enough. I've just always thought about that too. Like, my wife is religious, and her mom is very religious. I grew up in a children's home that was a forced religion place. And so I have nothing against it. I always tell people, as long as you don't try to push it on me or don't kill anybody or hurt anybody in the name of it, you do what you want to do. Oh my God. What time are we doing what? Oh, she woke up late. She didn't get up until after my morning call, so she got up at 9. No, she got up right. I forced her to get up right before morning call, so right around 8:40. Every time you guys give her a nap, she goes to bed at 10:30, 11, or 12. When we don't give her a nap, she goes to bed at 7:30 or 8.
It could have been at 10 yesterday, like last night could have been 10,
but you can't start as early as the other days when we put her to bed at 7:30. No, remember, I brought her in here at 8.
Yeah, but then poo-poo, shower, walk.
No, that was after the... Oh, because then you wanted to go on the walk. But either way, it's still it took you 2 hours for us to put her to bed.
Yeah, because now she's...
I'm telling you, she's not a kid that needs a nap. Let's not have this talk right now because I'm streaming. I have to take Ben to the appointment at 2 today, right?
Yeah. Appointment 2,
and then I box at 3:30.
It's his birthday today.
It's his birthday, I know, but well, it's not his birthday. You just celebrate every month.
Yeah,
with tacos, yeah. I want to celebrate with tacos. You want some margarita? I love how I'm talking about a different type of taco and you're going with margarita like an actual drink.
Okay. What if I have my margarita?
No, you can't turn it that way. It's not. You just messed it up. You messed it up. You could have been like, I want a chorizo-filled taco.
I like that though. Okay. What was I gonna say? These past 6 months, his immunity is down. Keep him super clean. Okay, otherwise he gets sick. This is when they start getting sick.
This is when they get getting sick. You know whose kids get sick all the time? The ones who have helicopter parents who don't let their kid get dirty and get high immune systems. And she never gets sick. She doesn't get sick. You'd think she's sick whenever she cries, and she's just tired or cranky.
But Benny, keep him extra clean.
Okay, I will keep our son, our infant son, extra clean since I'm taking him by myself again today.
Yeah. What do you mean again? Last time I went.
Not the time before. All right, my bad. Let's keep going.
I don't like to send you by yourself.
You don't like to send me by myself? I don't like to go by myself. I would much rather be doing something else, but instead of going to the pediatric office with the kids. But the thing is that I,
But I do have a meeting today.
okay, well, okay. Stocky, should I put money that I saved over the past year in a savings account at the bank or put it in SPY? I'm leaning towards a savings account, but would like to hear your opinion. No matter what I tell you, I'm either going to be right, I'm going to be wrong one way or the other, right? If you put all your money in a savings account at 5% and the market falls, you're going to feel like the fucking king of the world, right? But if you put your money in 5% and the market goes 15 or 20%, you're going to hate me. So my question for you is what's more important to you? Getting a guaranteed return and at least pacing with inflation, or taking a risk, or half and half, or put 90% of it in a high yield savings account and take the other 10% and buy, I don't know, never mind, I'm not even going to say it because somebody will do it. The Treasury. Treasury's giving you the same, almost the exact same yield as a high yield savings account right now, and it's not liquid. If you have to sell that Treasury early or break it for some reason, you're going to lose value. At least with the high yield savings account, you've got access to your liquidity. No matter what I do, I'm wrong in this, and that's why I'm just going to let you figure this one out on your own. Buy a jet ski? Do not buy a jet ski. What a fucking dumb purchase. What a dumb purchase. I can think of some really dumb purchases, and that is one of the dumbest ones. You will lose more value in 1 year buying that than you will buying a new Tesla. Like 3 people got that joke. Do you watch any kick streams? I've never watched a kick stream, no. Why is a jet ski dumb? Jet skis are like pools. Let me tell you how this goes. And before you go, that's not going to be me, Stocky. Well, that's what everyone says. Just like when it turns out that 95% of traders lose money, especially the first year. Well, it's not going to be me, Stocky. I'm looking at your negative 75% bank account or your portfolio right now. Shut the fuck up and listen, okay? Let me tell you what happens with a jet ski. If you don't live within 10 miles of a large body of water, okay, you already have absolutely zero reason to buy a jet ski. If you live near a body of water big enough to actually have a jet ski, then they have jet ski rentals. Okay? Let me tell you what's going to happen with your jet ski. You're going to go buy you a used jet ski for $7,000. Okay? Well, you know what? Maybe you get a good deal and you get $5,000. And you're going to be like, this is going to be awesome. I'm going to use it all the time. And then you're going to be like, well, I don't live right on the water. So I've got to store it. So I need to buy something to keep it dry docked, right? You're not going to keep it docked at the lake. It's easy to steal a jet ski. You got to take it home with you. So now you have to buy yourself a nice little hitch with a trailer to hold your jet ski. Okay? Now you have your jet ski. Okay? All right? So now you're in the jet ski. Well, now you got to have a place to park it. And you got to cover it. So now you cover it and you park it. Now you got to take up a whole bunch of space in your yard or in your backyard or rent a storage facility. Okay? Well, here's the thing. Now you need to go find it or go use it. So now you fill up your gas tank and you go to the lake on the weekend or you go to the ocean, the beach, whatever, and you pull it out and you get in your jet ski and you have a blast. It's a good fucking time. It's a great time. Best day of your life. You're out there all day long. You go back, you park, you dock it, you go up, you go home, you put it aside. You can't wait to do it next weekend. Well, shit, next weekend happens, you're not feeling well. Fuck. Then the following weekend, wife's not up for it. The next weekend, kid's suspended from school or something happens, you can't go. But that's okay. Next month, you went. And you had a good time. Sounds so good so far, right? Well, here you go. Life's going to get in the way. You're not going to get a chance to go out with your jet ski. That's going to sit in the corner. Now all of a sudden you're buy a second car because you got another kid. Don't have space for it. Okay? It's going to need maintenance. Okay? The longer it sits without being used, the more it's got to be maintained. The more you ride it, the more it's got to be maintained. Got to keep it clean. All right? And it's going to take up space. It's going to sit there. It's not going to have any value. And you're going to sit there one day and you're going to say, holy shit, I have a fucking jet ski that I use once every 3 months. It takes up space, that needs gas, that needs fuel, that needs maintenance, that I have to gas up my car and take it and fuel it. I have to maybe pay for a slip on a dock depending on where you're at, or you just dump in a lake if you don't care. Either way, there's going to be maintenance and costs associated with this, and you're going to realize the whole time you could have gone and rented that fucking jet ski for $60 to $100 for the whole day times 9 months out of the year. That's $900. Over the course of 10 years, if you did that, that's $9,000. That's $5,000 plus the trailer, plus all the gas and maintenance. You're going to be way over that, plus all the space you lose. Why the fuck would you buy a jet ski? 100 for a whole day? Where are you? Oh, you guys have only ever rode jet skis in a resort city. Okay, I'm talking about the person who lives next to the lake. If you live in a city, you're not going to be able to park this. Your HOA is not going to let you do this, and you're not going to be able to park this in your house because you're not going to have the room. So guess what? Now you have to go and spend $100 per month on a fucking rent storage space, or you're going to have to spend $200 a month for a fucking dock slip to keep it out there, and there's an extra cost for you. And let me tell you one little funny thing, and this is what I was waiting, and I didn't say anything yet because I wanted to see everybody in chat who's never owned a boat or a flotation device other than the things that your wife got right before she left you for another man. One motherfucking thing breaks in this. One fucking mechanical issue in this, and you are fucked. Okay? And do you know how much fuel these things go through when you're out on the lake or in the water? Potentially hundreds of dollars a day, especially with gas prices the way they are. I didn't even get into maintenance and fuel. I only gave you this because I just wanted to see how confidently incorrect people were going to be in chat, and you exposed yourselves. Not $100 a day on a jet ski, fine. Even if it cost you $200 for 2.5 hours, okay? Because let's be honest, nobody gets on a jet ski for 6 fucking hours. It's fun for a while, but then it gets boring, especially if you're by yourself and you don't have jet ski friends, okay? All right? For those of you guys in chat right now saying, this guy's crazy. It costs way more to rent it than a... Let me give you an example. No one rides a jet ski for 2.5 hours. No one does. And if you say you do, you're fucking lying, okay? 2 hours on the lake for $250 renting it. Versus lugging that shit back home, the gas to drive there and back, the amount of fuel, you're going to go through more fuel probably, or just as much as you would for renting it. Okay? Not including any kind of maintenance, any kind of docking fees or storage fees. And then what's going to happen is this shit's going to start rotting because you don't use it enough and you don't maintain enough because it's sitting in the fucking heat, especially in the south, all summer. And it's got rain, and you go out there, you get wet, and that turns into mold, and it gets moldy, and it gets cracked, and all of a sudden you have to do a fucking fiberglass fixture, or one of the wires get bad, or something like that, or the LCD display gets messed up, and then you're $700-800 in the hole again. I'm telling you guys, you think that this is just a fun little joke? No. If it flies, floats, or fucks, rent it, don't buy it. A jet ski gets you laid. if you're a fucking pedophile, what is wrong with you? What the hell kind of person? What do you really think if you go to the lake with a jet ski that a bunch of fucking MILFs are going to be like, oh my God, there's a guy on a jet ski. Fuck me now. Like, oh my God, I don't even need to get in the water. I'm already so wet. What is your problem? There is no fucking middle-aged woman who sees a grown-ass man on a jet ski and says, I need to sit on that man's face. I need to fucking get my cervix pounded right now. Not that that would ever happen with a guy on a jet ski. Oh my God. Thank God I drive a PT Cruiser. What is wrong with you guys? Now, boats, on the other hand, if you're a middle-aged man and you're looking to have a bunch of 20-year-old hot chicks ride on your boat, tease you, and pretend like they care and then just leave when you're done, that's fine. You can live your dream. But a jet ski, broski, let me tell you something right now, okay? This isn't 1997, all right? This isn't American Pie. All right, broski, all right? Your jet ski does not make you a sex god. PT Cruisers are great vehicles. Okay, thank you to the one guy in chat who doesn't know the reference. This stream has gone off the rails this morning. What are you talking about? This is just a normal day. This is financial advice. There's someone out there who was probably thinking, maybe one day I'll buy a jet ski, and hopefully I just change their mind. It's different here. Women ask for rides to islands here all the time, and I get numbers. They need a ride to the island because either A, they're getting dicked down by whoever they're cheating on their boyfriend with, or B, they're buying drugs from some shady dude in a shack on that island. They're giving you a fake number just so that they know that they'll give you that and you'll take them instead of taking money for it. Even if it is their real number, they're only giving it to you so that they have somebody to contact so they can go out and get dicked down or get high again. Welcome to the real world, buddy. It ain't all sunshine and rainbows. All right, I'm sorry. Stick with it, Stocky. Stick with it. Thanks for the ride. Please subscribe to my OnlyFans. True. The quality of knowledge in this chat is brutal. I know, and they think they're so right, and I'm not right all the time too. But I just know how the world works. All right, Adobe buying up. We have. Oh my God, we got within $1 of our third share and didn't get there. That sucks. Are you going to talk about this on your dinner with the CEO? No, but I found out, thank God, I'm not having the dinner one-on-one with him. There's another guy, there's apparently another streamer, another large streamer, only one other in South Florida on Twitch, and they're going to be joining us for dinner. No, it's somebody so cool. Wasn't S-Fan supposed to come on today? Yeah, he canceled again. Oh my God, my account manager just DM'd me 5 minutes ago and says, hey, we fixed the bug. You're back on the front page. Oh no. No, we're not at the front of the front page. We're on like the back of the carousel. Jet ski, so confused. What did I miss? What do you mean by broski? Nothing. No, we were supposed to be with S-Fan today, so whenever I have interviews, we get put on the carousel, but like towards the back, so we don't take away from anybody who deserves it or anything like that. But S-Fan canceled, so. But tomorrow, the CEO of CleanSpark is going to be here. That's going to be awesome. Matter of fact, I should have the I'll have the CEO questions channel open up in Discord so you guys can put the questions for me to ask him tomorrow. Would buying a brand new Harley Davidson be a good investment? Well, what is an investment, right? I think the word investment is such a weird word. It's so subjective, right? Like, are you an investment because you bought Tilray at $35 and you just have to, it's a forced investment? Or is it something that you're buying so you can borrow against? Is it something you're hoping goes up in value? Is it like a savings? Like, what is an investment, right? So oftentimes, some people might think something is a waste of money, but it's actually an investment because you're getting an ROI on your time, right? Like, for example, I could, let's say I could mow my lawn and do all my yard work, right? But I end up spending $500 to have somebody come do it. And some people would say, dude, that's such a waste of money when you could just do it yourself. But somebody might say, yeah, but that 3-4 hours I get to spend with my kids. Different type of investment. Not every investment has to have a monetary attachment to it. So, that Tilray comment hurt my feelings. That's okay. I know you might not want to comment publicly, but at what point does the disrespect just make you throw up a finger and walk away? This dude is canceled like a dozen times. He just doesn't want to do it. If somebody does it because I know they're being disrespectful, it's different. Okay? And I'll tell you why. When someone, I don't take disrespect. I'm not prideful, but I'm not going to take a slap in the face from somebody because of whatever. I don't play politics. I don't play games. I don't pretend to be anybody, and I don't act like I like people. But when I know someone is doing something unintentionally, it will frustrate me. But at the same time, I'm not going to feel disrespected. Okay? You got to let that pride and ego go. Okay? There's a big difference between I got to be the fucking man in the room versus I'm just going to be me and I'll enjoy it. If somebody disrespects me, it's different, right? You don't have to prove anything. If I ask somebody to come on my show and they say, yes, I'll be there, and then they never tell me ahead of time, they just don't show up one day, that's disrespectful. If they overslept and said, I'm so fucking sorry, I never mean to do that, I really apologize, I'll be there the next time, I promise. Maybe I'll give them another chance, they can come on, and after that, it's a problem, right? But if someone like me, right, if every time I forgot to do something, I wouldn't have anything. I have severe ADHD. I just forget things. Or I see something, I say I'm going to get to it. I'll say, all right, I'll get to it later. If I don't do it in that moment, it will never get done. And I forget things, right? My agencies that I've had to literally go and say, hey, where's that thing we asked for? Hey, here's a follow-up. And I'll be like, oh my God, I'm so fucking sorry. Oh my God, but you asked me like 3 or 4 times. Shit happens. S-Fan, I know him personally. He's a very good guy. But he has a lot of the same issues I do. He's very disorganized. Okay, and sometimes we just forget. We say, yeah, I'll be on there on Thursday. And then you forgot, and then all of a sudden somebody calls you up and says, hey, don't forget we're flying out this on Thursday. And you're like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? All right? It has nothing to do with who S-Fan is, what he does, anything like that. I have 3 other streamers that were supposed to come on that were disrespectful or very laissez-faire, and I told them no. One of them, one of the biggest streamers on the platform, was supposed to come on. Wouldn't work with me, wouldn't budge, finally agreed to something and then changed it. I said, fuck it. No, I'm good. It has nothing to do with that. If I know someone is a good person, right, I will understand that. You can't go through life with this idea that I'm being disrespected. I better do something about it. And I know you're not coming from a bad place because you don't know all the behind the scenes. But just know that not everything is about showing that you got. We're not in the streets, right? That's some fucking. I'm not some gangbanger whose reputation is based on, if somebody shows up or doesn't show up. You know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. I call BS. If you're a huge streamer making hundreds of thousands or not millions of dollars, I ain't making that. Oh, you said huge streamer. You're not talking about me. You should have someone keeping track of your schedule if you don't do it. Be honest with you. During GameStop, I should have got in an office. I should have hired people to help me work up, and I would have maintained a lot more viewers, and I would have made a lot more money. But I just never been in that position before as a person. I wasn't expecting it. I just didn't do the right things. Okay. We're in a gang war now. Now. Bitch, you're not in this, okay? You're not in it. That's why you didn't know. All right, can we talk about some money now? Can we talk about some economics now that we've been trading our little hearts out today? You're one of the few streamers I watch that don't seem to have any ego, even though you fuck around. You know, for people that are new, they see me do a roast or do me flay somebody, and it may come across as that I'm an egotistical asshole. But once people know me, they know that I'm just a dick, but I'm just me, and I don't have the ego. And so
always show up for you.
It's also because I don't consider myself a streamer. Like, I stream, but I'm not a streamer because I've been through my own shit in my life. This wasn't part of my plans. It kind of fell into it, and I am a dad at first. You know what I mean? So it is different. Bullshit? Oh, bullshit. Oh, you think I am an egotistical asshole? All right, to each their own. But I'm not going to sit here and try to convince you otherwise. I have no reason to. You don't even sub to my channel, so I have no monetary incentive there. But what I will say is there's a reason why every IRL stream you see me on, what you don't see is before the IRL stream, me sitting with the streamer and saying, hey, this is your show. I respect that. How would you like me to be act on your show? Or what would you want out of me for this? Let me know beforehand so that I make sure that I respect what you want. I don't go on these streams like, oh, I'm going to take attention or do this. I ask them ahead of time. Because you got to know that shit. You got to be that person. It's not always about you. Nobody cares. Talk about stocks. I don't even know who the fuck you are. Bye. Who's leading on the portfolio challenge? You, the YOLO. I'm winning significantly. I think I'm up 11%. The baby's actually red. Ludwig is at 1%. But I'm still lower than Vu. If you would have just stuck your money in Vu, I think you'd be at 12%. So you'd be 1 or 2% higher. Stocky's an egomaniac? You goddamn right, baby. Tell me you've never been in the real world without telling me you've never been in the real world. All right, we got a lot of... We're still waiting on the ARM IPO today, guys. The Fed judge ruling against DACA. That's a big one.
There's 1,324 to the Bear Gang. Hi, Stock Daddy. I've been really busy lately and haven't been able to watch, but I just wanted to let you know that I love you.
Are you saying that because you want to get in my pants? I just took my first option play since watching his channels. What have you done to me? Don't take option plays. Don't take option plays. I've taken 3 option plays in the last 2 weeks and I already feel dirty. He wants you to ride your jet ski. I don't have a jet ski. Can you explain the DACA ruling effect on the market? Yes. I know what you're meaning by that, and you're trying to say, well, Stocky, why are you bringing that up if it doesn't have anything to do with politics? I want you to make a connection, and I will. Because it is all about the election season coming up, and there are several stocks that are in play, including Geo and what was the other one? CSW. But more importantly, it's going to come down to election season, and there's other stocks that are important because of that. Where do you get the median income from? I'll share it with you. I have the news in there. Let's run marbles real quick, and we are going to break down this news real quick while we're waiting for the ARM IPO. This is the biggest IPO in a long time. Remember, guys, ARM used to be public. Then it went private. Then NVIDIA tried to buy them for $58 billion or whatever it was, $66 billion. And then it got denied, and now they are IPOing. We are looking to see who's going to be the anchors to this. One thing to keep in mind, though, is that as much hype as there are, ARM really doesn't do AI. A lot of misunderstanding of that they're AI. They do, obviously provide a lot of things that companies like NVIDIA are going to need when they develop AI, but ARM itself doesn't do AI. You should do stand-up. I would, but half the time I'm bricked up. All right, let's go. Oh, you meant like stand-up comedy. All right, let's go. Hurry up. Quickly get in. You know the prizes. Oh, God, I keep forgetting we're on YouTube. Fuck. Is anybody over there watching on YouTube? Let me go over there. Let me look. Oh, okay. No, okay. Oh, there's 56 people over there. Okay, cool. Hi, YouTube people. Okay, all right, let's do this real quick. What's your reasoning for not liking options? I'm new here. It's not that I don't like options. It's number one is that there are just so many people that don't understand how they work, and they just see some guy that has people watching and thinking, oh, this guy must be better than me, so I'm just going to do what he does. And I'll get in, and I might sell quickly for a small gain. And then, but they don't know. They're not watching. They don't know how to do it. They can't day trade. They hold it. They lose all their fucking money. Or, they don't know what they're buying, or they buy a weekly when I'm buying a monthly or whatever. And even though I don't trade for anybody but myself, I do understand that a lot of people do watch me, and even if I don't want them to, they'll follow what I do. And so I realize that for the long-term health of my channel, because remember, I don't need to play as many options because I'm not trying to make a lot of money in the market. I'm just making little bits here and there and then adding it to my long-term investments. But my long-term game is to be a streamer and entertainer. And if I lose my community because they're all blowing up their fucking accounts, then that doesn't really help me. So there you go. I love that you went to YouTube. I didn't go to YouTube. Yo, chill. I didn't go to YouTube. I'm just also putting that out there. Now I can listen at work. Yeah, that's why I did it, because there's a very small portion of our community who can't watch Twitch because it's banned or it doesn't have the bandwidth at their work. And so I'm putting it out there. I won't, YouTube's not going to grow because of this, but I thought that it might be cool to have everybody be part of the streams every day, because half, you know, we do trading and we do talking about money and stocks and finance and stuff. But I think one of the best part of this entire stream is the community, and you guys are fucking hilarious. And we have some of the best channel lore and memes there are. But if you're not watching and being part of the stream, you miss out on it. And then when you do show up, it's confusing. And so it's kind of like, you know what? Let's just keep it going. Also, fuck you guys. Let's go. I need to find music that's not copyrighted. God damn it. No, it sucks because I'm not getting any revenue or any money from YouTube. So I'm actually losing money doing this, because instead of people watching ads on Twitch, they're on YouTube. But that's okay. Sometimes you give up stuff in the short term for long term. All right. Wait, I'm not getting revenue from YouTube anyway, so why do I care? Fuck it, let's do some DMCA shit. Let's go. Oh, wait, I did the wrong one. Oh, if I get copyright striked on YouTube, you can't stream anymore? Oh shit, really? So what do? Do we just cut the YouTube feed? Do you have a separate reading news segment for the stream? And if you have it, what time does it usually start? Usually we start trying to go through the news after the first marbles game at 11, so that's what this is right now. Obviously, it's not the same, like, in-depth analysis and breakdown of the news like we do pre-market, but that's when I start going. That's what I started doing, was doing my trading until 11 and then everything else after. All right, let's go. You have to split audio channels? I don't even know how to do that. We already did the news. You did the Mexican aliens? No. We haven't done the DACA part yet. Oh, you're God, never mind. Hold on. Fuck, I misunderstood. Okay, non-DMCA music. Okay, here we go. All right, let's go. All right, we're going to pretend like we're in a fucking Minecraft compilation video. Ready? Let's go. Oh, shit. We got the hearing. Oh, no. We have the We have the government operations and federal workforce hearing going on right now. Are you kidding me? Oh, this is going to be fucking awesome. All right, let's go. Hurry up. Get in. What if I type in Indian EDM music? Is that a thing? Oh, that is a thing. What is this? Randi Bass? Oh, Rani Bass. All right, let's go. I'm going to share this show with the hospital staff. Wait, why are you in the hospital? Never mind. Congrats, glorious texture. It's so funny how every shirt I own is either a thrift store, a sponsor, or something one of you guys sent me. And I still have my shirt that you guys sent me from your coffee shop, Crazy Ice. I heard Indian dancing is like screwing in light bulbs. Yeah, but hot light bulbs. I don't know where that came from. I'm so sorry. I don't... I can't get canceled. I married one of them. Oh, she's all dressed up today. You got a video meeting? You were gonna wear your pajamas, so you decided to wear that? You didn't see my joke, right? I wasn't making fun of Indians. Somebody said... Never mind. I'm gonna delete the VOD. Okay. All right, let's go over some of the news here. We can watch the hearing if you guys want. Yo, this music kind of low-key slaps, doesn't it? Wait, you're at the hospital? Smoke and Ice are at the hospital because she dropped blood levels and she needed 4 units of blood? Oh, shit. I hope you're okay. Also, I hope you went to, you didn't go to like a, never mind. I'm not gonna say anything. I'll be fine. I'm in a great hospital. Yeah, but you're also in Arkansas, so I was just, you know. All right. All right, let's talk about it now. All right, so we've got some things here. This should get spicy. All right, so if you're from the EU, press 1. Okay. All 10 of you. Okay. No, I am not a member of the January 6th insurrection, if you are from the EU. I just look like this. Number 2, DACA. Some of you guys are probably aware of DACA, what it is. So let me just explain what DACA is before we go into this and how the implications can be. Okay? All right. No, there ain't that many of y'all, because when I went to the EU, I ran into like 10 of y'all. Okay? And it's funny because I could tell y'all are from the EU. All right, let's talk about DACA real quick. This should get nice in chat. I'm sure everyone in chat is going to be very, very level-headed and adult about this conversation. Okay? All right. DACA also known as the Dreamers Act. Obviously, whichever party is putting a bill in place, they're going to name it a way that's nice. So I don't want to say Dreamers Act because, you know, that's what it was nicknamed. But because that's what some people believe it is. It's people that have a dream. Others are saying, well, it wasn't their dream, whatever. I'll explain to you why. This is basically a law that was put into place several years ago that stated if someone was brought to the U.S. as a child, okay, we don't classify them the same way as other illegal immigrants, right? So, for example, if somebody crosses the border illegally, they're considered a illegal immigrant, right? Like they didn't go through they didn't go through the process. They're a legal immigrant. However, the belief is that children don't make these decisions on their own, and therefore, if they're brought there with their family, they are not intentionally entering the country illegally. They're just being brought by their parents, and therefore, they shouldn't be put on an export list. Jesus Christ, I do too much finance. Deportation list. They should be allowed to stay because they're here with no choice of no reasoning of themselves. Like they didn't make the decision. They were brought here. Therefore, when a deportation takes place, the children are allowed to stay. There was a big fight over this. Some people are saying, well, then people are going to be incentivized to bring children here to leave them, kind of like anchor babies. Others are saying it's wrong because now you're going to split up the family by sending the parents and letting the kids stay. Others are saying, hey, these kids weren't brought here, but now they're coming from war-torn or bad nations that were obviously bad enough that their families wanted to risk their lives to bring them here. Let them stay here and become and have the American dream. That's where we got Dreamers Act from. Okay? Okay. Now, that's kind of what we are at with the DACA, okay? And so I wanted to explain it to the EU people. So that's basically what DACA was, who is affected by it, and some of the arguments for and against it, okay? That's about as middle of the road and kind of like just generalization as I can give you. There's a lot of little intricacies there, but that's the generalization. It has now made its way, and a federal judge has stated that this is not constitutional, or it's not legal to allow people to stay even if they were children when they were brought here. And when the law was passed, there's a lot of people that were brought here, they're in their 30s and 40s now. And like, they're like, wait, now you're going to deport me? Like, I've been allowed to stay here, and now you're going to deport me back to a country I don't speak the language of. I don't know the culture. I have a job and a family here. Like, you're going to deport me, right? So a lot of people are like, wait a second, we need to make exceptions for them as well. This only should be for new people coming in. A lot going on. Very complicated subject. Federal judge has now ruled that they can no longer stay here, right? And that they can no longer have that protection. However, it is still having to go before the Supreme Court. So it's not over yet. How does this affect the markets? If you have any sliver of morality in your body, turn off the stream or change it over for the next 3 minutes. Guess this is the best place to watch? Best place to watch what? A man slowly die in front of you? Turned up the volume. I'm ready. All right. How can this affect certain stocks? Well, one that I made a lot of money on a year ago. I think it's CSW is the other one. I could be wrong. There are stocks that can make money. Now, you are a terrible human being, I guess, if you invest in these companies. These are private prisons or private correctional companies that are paid for housing or holding people that are through illegal immigration. So you have to make a decision about that, okay? But this also is going to affect something more important, okay? No, this is a different alien story, guys. You guys are messing these two up. I'm talking about terrestrial, not extraterrestrial, okay? Okay? So, we made a bunch of money when Geo got the contract from the government to oversee house arrest for people that were here seeking amnesty or people here that were came here illegally. We have so many people that come over the border that we can't house them all. So what they do is they give them a court date for their hearing and tell them to come back to court, come back for their court date. But most of the time, or majority of the time, they never come back and they're in the country. So during Trump's administration, they started cracking down on that, and they actually carried that over during the Biden administration. But one of the things that happened with Geo was they started saying, okay, we're going to start doing tracking and house arrest. And so they got the contract for that and made them a lot of money. We made a lot of money on this. And then Burry got in, and then I think he lost money on it, but we'd already sold by then. Either way, these are two companies that are affected by this. But more importantly, something else that is affected is the elections, right? During an election, the only job of a politician is to get reelected. And the way they get reelected is by scaring you that the other opponent is going to destroy the world. Whether if they're on the left, they say every person on the right is a Nazi fascist. If they're on the right, they say everyone on the left is a socialist that's going to put us into Venezuela, right? Or Russia or China, okay? It's fear. Fear is nothing sells better than fear. You don't have to convince people to vote for you. You have to convince people to vote against the other person. Very simple concept. Difficult to put in, but that's why people get more and more outlandish every time. This is going to be something that is going to be huge during the election cycle, okay? We already know, I already did a YouTube video on some of the stocks I'm playing for the Republican primary. It's probably going to be the most expensive Republican primary of all time, especially if DeSantis somehow can get past his blunders and, rise in the polls against Trump. I don't think Vivek, because he's too aligned with Trump, it's not going to really matter. But if DeSantis somehow comes back into the fold, then it's going to be massive because there's going to be all the money flowing into Trump, right? And then everybody who doesn't want Trump, which means everybody else in the Republican Party who wants his challenger, and people on the left who don't want Trump would put money into the challenger to try to break up that base, okay? So this is something that we're going to have to keep an eye on. Now, there's a lot of other headlines going on right now. We're seeing lots of videos come out of migrant caravans that are mostly made up of older males. We don't know if that's real, if it's old, if it's propaganda, if it's whatever, but we know that that's there. We know that there's a lot of people coming across the border right now, and we know that even the Biden administration is looking to tighten up some of the border crossings. So it's more about the political side of it, okay? But it also gives precedence. We always talk about precedence, and we talk about the SCOTUS. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, SCOTUS is 6-3 in favor of conservatives. Everything is going to be conservative-based rulings, and a lot of people are saying, well, we're going straight to Nazism and fascism because of this. Surprisingly, though, the Supreme Court, 2 of the last big 3 decisions have actually sided against what most people thought that a conservative-based ruling was going to be. Not saying that that's going to be forever, but in that case. So we don't know. We don't know, okay? Obviously, it's going to depend on how many trips these guys are given on which way they vote and where the trips are, but, something to keep in mind with DACA, okay? Oops. No one is illegal? Well, I mean, that's a whole other question. I mean, I remember an old saying that somebody told me that stuck with me. He says, countries don't have flags, governments do. And I was like, oh, damn. And then I got drunk. Next bit, guys. I'm not sorry, but for those of you guys who were looking for an additional, oh, there goes Adobe. Damn, I wish I would have got one more share down here. Either way, guys, if you were buying the dip on Adobe, we are green on it now. Good trade. We thought it would take a little bit longer or a little bit later for it to start moving back up, and it did. Beautiful. Everything's going swimmingly there. Still waiting on ARM to IPO. All right. For those of you guys that were looking for an additional $20,000 for your weekly options or your 0 DTE SPY calls or puts or whatever, you're going to have to wait because unfortunately for you, our armed fugitive has been caught by police. They used a heat-seeking helicopter. They found him. So all my good old boys up in Pennsylvania with their AR-15s are going to have to take their golf carts and four-wheelers back home, and the $20,000 reward will not be paid out. But there you go. That is that. For those of you guys who this actually might be positive for Apple. Some people were spinning it as a negative, but this might be positive for Apple. For any of you guys out there who thought you were maybe going to find someone down bad enough to breed with you one day, you may need to worry about your phone. If you have an iPhone 12, the French government says that the iPhone 12 is putting off so much radiation that they are now going to be banning it and saying that Apple needs to replace the phone. But Apple's not going to replace the phone, and if they don't, and people get freaked out, and Apple can get away from not having to forcibly recall it because of one government, then people in France might freak out and actually go buy new phones, which could actually be a small revenue bump for French for Apple due to this. But there you go. There you go. The fabled male birth control. Your face is your birth control. You're fine. Okay. American stock and real estate wealth has grown by $5 trillion. The amount of money, retail money, and individual investors that are putting money into equities over the past year or 2 years has increased by $2.4 trillion, and real estate has grown by $2.6 trillion to give us a total household income of $154 trillion, despite the fact that U.S. household debt now rises to $17 trillion. Okay? However, real estate is going to crash? No, it's not. It's a bubble? No, it's not. That is a brain-dead take. If you would have said, I think it's going to crash because of XYZ, I would have entertained you. But just to say it's going to crash without giving me a reason, this isn't 2008. 60% of all mortgage owners have under 4%. They're not fucking selling. They're not underwater. They don't have to worry about it. 90% of people have under 6%. They're not going anywhere. Banks aren't owning all the subprime mortgages anymore. They actually own real estate now. It's going to flatline, maybe slightly downtick, but if you're waiting for another crash, not anytime soon. I'm glad that The Big Short is on Netflix and you watched it, but different time. Oh, somebody said 2.8% checking in, 4.5% checking in, 3.25% checking in, 2.25 15-year checking in. It took 6 years to crash to the great financial crisis. Do you want to compare household equity exposure to 1927 as well? This is the U.S. We have fixed rates. This isn't Canada and the EU where they have fixed rates for 5 years and then it's variable. People, I don't think you guys realize this. And then the guy goes, and then the guy immediately says the housing market is about to crash. And then when I said what he said, he goes, real estate doesn't black swan, it slow grinds. Then that's not a crash, sir. That's like saying, I'm going to get drunk and slam into a building at 100 miles an hour and die, or I'm going to die of old age. Well, we're both going to die. Big difference. But either way, moving on. To my U.S. people, I don't think you guys realize how good or bad, but how good we have it when it comes to the housing market and mortgages. I realize, right, it's a very difficult thing to say right now when housing prices are so high and there's such low inventory. But I want you to realize how much of a anomaly having a 30-year fixed mortgage that you can refinance down if there's a drop in rates is. Okay? Obviously, it's bad for people that aren't able to get into it. But for people who are able to get into a mortgage in the U.S., it is a whole different ballpark than other countries. Because while a fixed rate mortgage seems good, it's another thing that actually, a variable rate mortgage seems good because you can get in cheaper at some point. It's actually another one of the causes that led to 2008, right? Because people get locked, they get in at a low 3.9, and then 5 years later, they're at 6%. They can't afford a doubling. Here, you know what you're getting into for the rest of that term, with the option to lower the interest on your own if rates drop. But if rates go up, you don't go up. Imagine, I'll put it to you this way, okay? The only ones who don't realize that are ungrateful Republicans. What the fuck does that have to do with... What the fuck does that have to do with somebody in Canada right now? Jesus Christ. Yo, thank you for the bits. I'm going to tell you why right now. All right? Looking at housing prices and rates right now is rough, right? You look at a house and you say, okay, this is a $500,000 house. 3 years ago, this was a $380,000 house. And rate, you got this rate last year at 5.85%, right? For 30 years. That is a ridiculously expensive house with a ridiculously high payment. But I want you to look at the flip side of this. This is a fixed rate. You're at 5.85% for the next 30 years. You have the option of paying down the principal if you can, lowering your interest payment, helping you out. Otherwise, you know what your rate's going to be for the next 30 years. It cannot go up unless you refinance at a higher rate, but you have the option. If we have another economic crisis like we have every 15 years now, every 5 to 15 years now, and rates get dropped, guess what? You can refinance down. I was screaming at so many of you guys to refinance down. For those of you guys that were early on your mortgages in 2021 when rates went down. I mean, hell, I bought it in the same time. I got a 2.85%. I wasn't going to let that opportunity go away. But you're there. Now, I want you to think about variable, okay? Including what 90% of the rest of the world deals with. They might get an equivalent house at an equivalent of an introductory rate of 4.9%. Same time frame, right? That's called reeling you in. But on average, they only have that fixed for up to 5 years max. And then it's variable. In 1 year, the U.S. mortgage rate has gone up to 7.3%. 2% more on a $500,000 mortgage monthly compounding. If you're on a variable and that shit goes up to 7.5%, guess what? So does yours. It could go higher. It could stay the same. It may never come back down to where you were at. It may not come down for 10, 15 years. You're at the mercy of rate increases. So as bad as it seems in the housing market in the U.S. right now, we're just the squeakiest wheel. This isn't a Republican, Democrat. This isn't a capitalist. This is a global thing going on right now, right? So for everyone in here going, oh, America's so bad because of our housing market. You think our housing market is bad? I want you to go look at Europe's housing market. Okay? If you think this only has to do with partisan politics, you've lost your fucking mind. And I'm not sitting here saying one side, the other side, both sides. I'm just talking about politics. Okay? I want you to think, I want you to get out of your echo chamber for 2 seconds and look at the bigger thing. Okay? In the EU, their housings per capita in some cases or in a lot of cases are higher than the US, and they've got variable rates. Some of those guys are going to be paying 8% now. Okay? In Canada, I remember whenever one side or the other side gets elected a president that nobody likes, the other side goes, oh, I'm moving to Canada. That's so funny because Canada has a net outflow of people. They're bringing in immigration. The thing is that the housing market in Canada is so fucking bad that for them to get back to a quote-unquote normalized housing situation, it would take 35 years of decreases, enough to bring it down, but not enough to trigger a crash for them to get back to a normalized pattern. And that's not to today. That's to what it would normalize be in 35 years. It's gotten so bad that the rents make U.S. rents look funny. We were talking about Americans. Are you high? You realize I started this whiteboard off on variable versus non-variable and how people outside the U.S. have variable mortgage rates, right? I think you probably heard what you wanted to hear. Okay? Now, moving back to what I was saying. It's insane right now. In Argentina, okay? Nobody's buying houses. Nobody's selling houses, okay? They have a 109% inflation. And that's despite the fact that their central bank has raised rates so many times, they're sitting at a 115% rate. Our rate is sitting at 5.25%. Our inflation, this is Argentina, the U.S. inflation, 4.7%. And rates are at 5.25%. In Argentina right now, in Buenos Aires, okay, average home is going for about $400,000 US dollars, and the average 30-year mortgage, if you can even qualify for one, is at 82.5%. Not making that up. At least that's on what the latest data. I don't know what it is tomorrow. So if you're rich, you can buy a house cash. Otherwise, you ain't getting a house. Bricks fixes this? Oh, God. Arizona, you got to stop trying to... If your point is to try to tell everybody in here that they're wrong for their politics or that they should listen to your politics or something like that, it's not going to work. We're not bringing up politics here. I'm just telling you what is the fact. Okay, of where things are. You've got to stop this shit. It's just I can't look down and see it every time. All right? 3D printing houses? Yes. You can 3D print houses. Or you can invest in sheds for Peruvians. What is the fix in your opinion? There is no simple fix, but if I was in government and I had a chance to try something, I would try home builder incentives. So instead of trying to stop certain people from buying or certain people from selling or certain people from renting, I don't want to limit too many things, but I think that if you subsidize or incentivize home builders, you would get more inventory on the market, and if you could get more inventory on the market, you could ease, especially in certain areas, you could ease some of those inventory restrictions. Right now, it's it's very expensive to build homes, and there's a lot of demand. And so if there's less inventory, and there is not a lot of, if there's less inventory and there's a lot of demand, prices go up, which is great for for existing homes. But incentivizing home builders, I think, is a good start. Yeah, there's always lobbyists stopping people. I mean, nobody wants home builders to build more homes because they don't want their home value to go down, right? That's how it works. Everybody wants something until it comes out of their pocketbook, right? Like, nobody wants that. It's kind of like, and this isn't me trying to shit on anybody, but a lot of younger people want people with more money to pay more taxes. Nothing wrong with that, especially people that have exorbitant amounts of money. That's not how taxes work, but let's entertain that idea for a second, that taxes actually matter. We want billionaires and people with more money to pay more. And there's not a lot of disagreement with that, right? The amount more, there's disagreement. But in my case, I don't even want them to pay more. I just want you to close the loopholes that allow them to move that money off from of the system. But here's the thing. If you were to take a poll of people, let's say 100 people, and you said, we could fix the homeless problem by raising taxes. Right? If you were to say raising taxes on billionaires would solve it, probably 95% of people would agree with doing that. If you said raising taxes on millionaires, well, it'd probably be closer to 70%. Probably because a lot of people that are younger think that they might one day be millionaires and don't want to hurt themselves. If you said, we can do this, fuck the billionaires, fuck the millionaires. We care about homeless people. We care a lot about homeless people. And if the billionaires and millionaires aren't going to do it, we'll do it ourselves. Let's raise taxes on ourselves. We make up 90% of the population. If we raise taxes on ourselves by 2%, we can take care of these problems. How many of those people do you think would be in agreement of that? And I know there's going to be a contrarian in chat who goes, well, that's not the point, Stocky. Those people don't have the money that billionaires and millionaires have. I'm not making that argument. My argument was, we're always passionate about solving something we care about when we take from someone else to give to them. But it changes when we have to give up what we've made. Not making an excuse for these people, not trying to say these people don't deserve whatever. That's not the point here. I'm saying that's how you know the mindset. And if that happens with individuals, you know damn well that's going to happen with companies. So imagine somebody who's 35, 36, 37, has a home, has a kid or two, finally bought their first house. They locked in their rate. Their equity's gone up. They feel like, oh my God, I've got net worth. I'm starting to get ahead in life. And then somebody comes and says, hey, listen, there's a housing crisis. If we build more homes, we can make homes more affordable so more people can buy homes. Yeah, that sounds good. But it's going to drop the equity and value in your home. What happens? Arizona, I just repeat what you say back. If you think me repeating what you say back to you is twisting it, then there's bigger problems. I banned you once. I don't want to do it again. If you don't want to be here, don't be here, please, okay? Equity doesn't drop, though. That's not how it works. Do you know what comp set is? Comp set means comparable sales. The value of something in a supply and demand zone is what other people are paying for it. So if less people are buying something, then there's less demand for it, the price drops in order to equalize. If more people want something and there's a limited amount of it, the price goes up. So if you were to build more homes, that means there is, instead of 10 people trying to buy one home, outbidding each other, driving up the price of that home, which drives up the price of the value of all the homes, You now have a second home, and you might have 5 people bidding on this, 5 on this, which means the price stabilizes lower. And if you have 3 homes, 4 homes, 5 homes, it's an inventory issue, right? So because we have limited inventory, whether it's because of space, whether it's because of corporate interest and fucking rich people, whether it's because of shitty landlords, or if it's just because nobody wants to incentivize more homes being built because it'll drop the equity or the value. Sorry, I shouldn't use the word equity. I should use the word value. But technically, the equity would matter to the value depending on how much your mortgage is. But either way, that's a problem. Little pup so cute when he preaches. Come here, baby doll. Okay? So somebody said, Stocky, what would you do? I'm not a politician, thank God. If I was, I'd be a one-termer. Okay? But either way, I would start by trying to do what nobody wants you to do, which is usually the thing that helps things, and that's incentivize home builders. Whether it's through subsidies, whether it's through, tax credits, I don't know. That's something that you have to fight your party for. But incentivizing more home building would help alleviate some of the inventory issues in certain areas. Okay? That's my opinion. Can you run as a senator just to fuck with them? No. What? Do you know how expensive that shit is? Just getting on the ticket costs millions of dollars. I said Republicans don't appreciate how lucky we are in America to have low mortgage rates for 30 years, and you say, what does it have to do with Canada? What does Canadians have to do with American mortgage? No, I said we're talking about international rates versus American rates, and you somehow said Republicans don't appreciate it as though that was part of the conversation. I'm sure there are Republicans and Democrats and Libertarians and Green Party people who appreciate it and some who don't appreciate it. I that's why I've said I don't understand why you brought in political parties into a thing about a nation versus another nation. I refuse to believe the guy has a full brain. What? I don't have a full brain. I actually was born with only part of my frontal lobe. I had an identical twin who was attached to my head, and we stopped growing. So I guess I cannibalized him by accident. Of course it's a fake story. I'm this ugly because of my own problems. I can't blame a fucking parasitic twin. Jesus Christ, we're only 3 headlines down. How do you guys watch this show? Or whatever you call it. Is there nothing else on Twitch right now? I actually believed you. It's because it's a circus? That's the best low-key compliment I've had in a while. Thank you. It's either you or Jake. I'm fucked either way. True. Just girls in hot tubs? Watching you is the only way I can get an erection? Most people say it's the only way they can lose one. Aliens are normie bait from the circus that is Sleepy Joe administration. Don't fall for the normie bait. My God. I got one person spouting about fucking how terrible the Republicans are. Now I got one talking about how terrible the Democrats are. First off, let me tell you about this. Anytime there's a crazy news cycle, there's always shit going on behind the scenes. Some people will say it's the government taking advantage of the situation. Others will say it was created by the government to hide what they're doing. Stocky, you're awesome, bro. I'm fuming because I did not enter some good trades, but you preaching made my day. I'm not preaching, bro. I'm just trying to get... I'm only here so I get paid. Whatever money I get left over, okay? I'm just here because it's my job, number one. Number two, I don't know what trades you didn't get into, but there's always another trade. I get more happy about exiting trades than I do entering because it usually means that especially if it's a profit. I'm sitting here on Adobe waiting to see what's going to happen with them. End of day. I sold some NCLH for a gain, and now I am down 1% on puts. But we'll see how this plays out. We made 10% on SPPL pre-market, and then it went 25%, and now everybody's here waiting for the ARM IPO. You're a dumbass and now can remember what you said. Okay. I am a dumbass. Tips on growing a mid-beard like yours? Okay, first of all, don't ever call another man's beard mid, okay? All right? All right? First of all, don't call it mid. Second of all, I have more hair on my beard than you have on your head, you fucking 25-year-old balding asshole, okay? Second of all, there's no tips, okay? It either grows or it doesn't grow, all right? The best thing I can say is have someone else shape it and trim it for you because you're not as good as you think you are.
All aboard the scam train.
How is someone asking about how to grow a beard calling yours mid?
Welcome Theforeign 99.
That's what he said. He called my beard mid.
Grow your hairline back.
I mean, that literally...
Ranger and wrote to the bear
He was trying to trigger me, and it worked.
Mexican Alien 2024.
Okay? Also, I have to create content sometimes, so I have to take what somebody says and pretend to be outraged by it so that I can start yelling about it and making people happy that Stocky is blacking out, while other people hate it because they think, oh my god, I'm not here for that. If I wanted to hear somebody rant and be upset, I would just have my dad call me on Christmas. Tips on growing a mid-beard like yours. Anyone best way to learn basics about trading? Just do it and learn from your mistakes. Also, hang out in the community. Watch other people. Learn from their mistakes. Paper trade. Learn about the market. And then realize you're going to lose money. And then it's easier. I love how Stocky calls us a job instead of admitting he loves us. Well, I mean, I'm not really, you know, all soft and cuddly. But I think your mom considers me a job. All right, back to the news. All right, inflation-adjusted median income falls to $74,000 per year. Okay? Wages have gone up, but they have flatlined while inflation is still going up at a lower rate, but still going up, meaning that purchasing power of the dollar is lower, meaning that the value of your dollar and your income has gone down, and that means that inflation adjusted, the median household income has now fallen down to $74,000 per year.
To the Bear Gang.
Okay, does this mean we all need to become UPS workers? No, it does not mean that. This is an interesting one. I'm sure chat is going to be we're all going to be adults about this headline. Okay? Lyft is now introducing the Woman or Women Plus feature that will match women with non-binary drivers or women drivers with non-binary riders. Listen, Don't, no, Here, fine. Let's just look at the headline together so we don't... Okay, I'm not whiteboarding this. Jesus. You know what's fucked up? I know this is going to sound fucked up. But they picked the most, like, stereotypical people for their stock photo. Which, if I was actually non-binary, I would look at this and be like, really? What does it even mean? You know what? I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to read it. And then you take from what you will with it, okay? Wouldn't that increase wait time for women? Well, I guess it depends on who identifies as... I don't know. Your non-binary driver will arrive in 4 hours and 7 minutes. That's fucked up. Okay, guys, just stop. Okay, let's... As a man, I think my wait time will probably go down. It's like, you ever gone to a stadium or any place, a public place that has a women's restroom and a men's restroom, and the women's restroom always has a line like out the door, and the men like are just in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. It's like, okay, I'm not gonna make any jokes. I wanna like actually read this and see what it says here. Okay. LYFTBGTQ subscription. Oh, I see what you did there. That's actually funny. Oh my god. Okay. That's actually a good one. All right. How to compliment a girl's perfume without getting called a creep? Well, if it's your first date, you don't compliment her perfume, especially at the beginning. I mean, later on, if the date's going well, it's also a good way to work it your way in there, right? So you guys are joking and laughing, and she's kind of like paying attention. You get that little leg slap, little physical connection, and you very confidently you do this right here. And this is an alpha fucking move, and if it works, it fucking lands every time. But you do this right here. You're leaning in, you're talking to her, and you go, wait a second. Come here. And she'll be like, what? Come here. And she's going to be nervous. She's like, is he trying to kiss me? Let me see what goes here. Come here. And she leans in, and you lean in, but you don't go face to face. You just kind of lean a little bit down here, and you go. And then you lean back, and you just smile at her, and you go. That smells amazing. Or whatever, you feel like saying. You could be like, I love your perfume. Anything like that. Now you're already leaned in. She kind of looks at you and smiles. You smile at her. You're already leaned in. She already leaned in. She kind of gave you the cue, and you just go. And then you go in for the kiss, my man. I got you. Or you get pepper sprayed. I'm fucking with you. You don't do that, bro. You don't ever compliment a girl's fucking perfume. You're going to sound like a creep no matter what you do. No matter what you do. You can't just be like, I like your perfume. You smell so good. It's nothing you can say smells good on a first date. Don't do that. Unless you say, what are you wearing? What do you mean? I think my ex used to wear that. Low key, that was actually pretty hot. Okay, you are fucking sick if you think that the leaning in thing always works. It's a good way. If you're not on a first date, but like if you're there, show a little confidence, get a little whatever. But let's not get into it. Okay, everybody's their own person. All right, I just look like a fucking terrorist. All right. Not a terrorist. Oh my god, insurrectionist. Holy shit. Well, I guess depending on your political party, it means the same thing. Holy fuck. I'm all back to this right here. Okay, let's get back to this. All right. Jesus Christ. Fucking hell, what is happening here? You know what? It's creepy as hell when you do it. Of course it's creepy. I was purposely being creepy, you dickhead. Where were you on Monday? What? Elaborate what a terrorist looks like? Well, the idea of terrorism is somebody that uses violence or threats of violence to enact political change, right? So, based on what Hollywood or the media has made a terrorist, it's basically anybody that doesn't live in the suburbs with a chihuahua. I mean, that's about it, okay? Everyone else is scary and terrorists. Especially Lyft drivers. All right, moving on. I don't know. I'm just trying to segue here. Okay? All right. Are aliens terrorists? Which kind of aliens? Like extraterrestrial or like extraterrestrial? All right, let's just get back to this real quick, okay? All right. Hold up. No, not... My God, YouTube is slow behind. They're just now seeing me reach in and do the creepy thing. All right, let's just move on. Whether it's pre-booking a ride from the airport or reserving a car with child seats already installed. I'm going to be real with you. Somebody said recently, when you're a parent, things change. And that is absolutely true. Your perception of a lot of things changes. The way you do things changes, the way you see things, the way you like look at danger, the way you do whatever. The getting into another person's car and just blindly like putting it into a car seat, like the answer is no. You know what I mean? Like I have to make sure that it's buckled in, that it's got the strap, it's got this, because I'm not worried about my driving. There's a lot of idiots out there, and I don't want my kid getting, you know, especially my son. He's already ugly as shit. I don't need to be ugly and dumb, so I got to make sure that there's safety there. Whether it's pre-booking a ride from the airport or reserving a car with child seats already installed, ride-hailing services like Lyft regularly add new features to make rides easier and more efficient. We know that Uber is actually going to be adding handyman services. Okay? Handyman services. Your son is cute. The hell? He's adorable. He wore a train conductor outfit, and it helped it, okay? You're a jerk. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. That's why you're still here. Some dude who bought his first power tool last week coming to fuck your shit up even more. Yeah, that would be, imagine hiring, well, you never know. I mean, there's a lot of handymen out there that would probably watching the YouTube video on what you need fixed on the way over and makes a lot of money. He's going to need therapy after he sees this? Nah, I won't tell him that. You aren't supposed to call your own kid ugly out loud? I'm sorry, I didn't realize that there was a manual on parenting. It's funny because all babies are born ugly, okay? It's just a fact. Everyone thinks their kid is super cute and super smart and everything like that. Babies are ugly. It's just part of it. Babies don't come out cute. If you think babies are cute when they come out, you've either never given birth to a baby or you've never pulled a baby out of a human or helped pull out a baby, okay? They're not cute. They get better looking, okay? It's like when you get like a new RPG and you get that default character and it looks like half like hairless ape and half rat and you got to like fix it. It's kind of like, you know, in the future, cosmetic babies are going to be huge. Your kids are going to have cosmetic babies. Why are you saying he's ugly? He looks just like you. You guys call me ugly all day long, and all of a sudden when I say my kid who looks like me is ugly, all of a sudden it's a bad thing? That's right, I got you there, didn't I? Oh, shit. Oh, the old reverse Uno. The reverse Uno. I thought you were a nice guy. The definition of nice. I'm also a content creator, and my job is to drive engagement, and goddamn is this driving engagement. Okay, let's get back to the article here. According to a recent internal survey, only 23% of Lyft drivers are women, despite nearly half of all Lyft riders being women. With safety often being top of mind for travelers, Lyft is putting power back in the hands of riders with a new Women Plus Connect program. Okay? Women Plus Connect allows drivers and riders to feel safer and more confident by matching women and non-binary drivers with women and non-binary riders. What is non-binary exactly? I need to find out real quick. I have heard it. I want to see what the actual definition is. People whose gender is not male or female use many... Wait. So if they want to have a woman driver, but they get a non-binary driver, they're not getting a woman driver. They're getting somebody who could be either one who just doesn't identify as either one. Is that what I'm getting wrong, right here? So you're still probably going to get what you might consider. But then again, what if the female person who requests a non-binary driver gets one, but she looks at that person and says, that's clearly a male, but that person does not identify as a male? Who is in the right, who is in the wrong there? Because she's not feeling safe. I don't know. I guess it's not my place to figure out. I guess that's up to the person who's requesting it. Women Plus Connect drivers allow drivers and riders to feel safer, more confident by matching women with non-binary drivers and women with non-binary riders. Wait, so hold on. If you're a rider and you request somebody who is non-binary or a woman, then you're paying for something. But if you're a driver and you deny somebody a rider, but because they're male, isn't that a form of discrimination? Like when you're the paying person, you get to pay for what you want, right? You could choose. But when you're the person providing the service, if you deny service to somebody based on that, doesn't that fall under like a certain act or something? It's objectively safer? No, I'm not trying to cause controversy. I'm asking, like, I know as a consumer, you can request anything you want because you're paying and you whatever. But as a contractor or as an employee or employer, you can't do it because of discrimination acts, right? I'm like legitimately asking here. Like I must miss something. Yes, you can. Women gyms. Well, no, that's a gym that only allows women. Lyft doesn't only allow women or men. They are allowing the individual driver to deny service based on something. There's a right to refuse that will let drivers choose. Well, right to refuse can be for an individual instance. It can't be for a pattern of refusal. No, I'm not trying to cause anything. I'm legitimately trying to learn something here. Because I can't, and this is not me trying to shit on the whatever, but I can't keep up with every fucking change that happens in real time. Like every day there's some new thing that's happening and I am still learning and trying my best because I grew up 90% of my life without any of this. And that's what I hate about this whole thing. The reason so many people are so angry and upset and don't want to conform or whatever you want to call it to this is because people refuse to allow them to change gradually. Everyone expects people to go 30, 40 years of their life a certain way and overnight change everything. It takes a while to adapt to things and evolve. And you got to give people that time. But if you don't give people that time, they get frustrated and say, fuck it, I'm just not even going to bother learning it. You need to be that person who says, you know what? Like, for example, imagine somebody grew up in the South, right? Let's say they're a white person, they grew up in the South, and even though it's a bad thing, right? There was racial discrimination. And then one day it was illegal. And that's right, as it should be. But it takes people a while to start, somebody might accidentally slip up and say a word they were allowed to a month ago and can't now, even though they don't have bad intentions. You got to give them, you got to help them. Not people that are in discriminately, horrible racist. I'm talking about like a way of feature, right? Like I grew up, like politics, right? Like I grew up thinking that everyone should have guns and that taxes and everybody should be super low and that drugs should be illegal and that, this, that, because I grew up in that very conservative thing. It took me years and meeting people and learning to kind of chip away at that and kind of think, hey, that's kind of a stupid way to live life. I'm just curious because I saw somebody in chat saying something. All right, moving on. Because I want to learn this stuff, but at the same time, it's confusing to me. You know what I mean? It's confusing to me. All right. Let me read more. Maybe I'll get my answers. Women Plus Connect is all about providing more women and non-binary people the opportunity to earn money on their terms and giving riders more choice. Maybe it's because people are contractors. Maybe that's the reason they can do it. I'm just curious. I'm trying to learn here. It's because you're trying to rationalize it? No, rationalizing and understanding is two totally different things. I may disagree with something, but understanding why a person feels the way they do or understanding where they're coming from, even if you don't change your belief or your stance on something, you're a better person because you at least understand why the other person may be different or disagrees. And that's, I think, is something that comes with maturity and time. Like, for example, I'm a gun owner. There are people out there who think all guns should be banned. I disagree with that. But I like to hear why they believe it. I'm not going to try and change them. I'm not going to try and make them believe differently. But if I can understand why they feel the way they do, I feel like I can be more understanding of the situation and not think, oh, they're trying to steal my guns or they're trying to do whatever, right? Like you try to understand where people are coming from. And then you start to learn as you get older, when you start opening up, that just because you disagree with somebody doesn't mean you have to dislike them. That is maturity as well. Okay, moving on. We hope to give millions of drivers and riders another reason to choose Lyft. Okay. Is this PR stunt or are they actually doing something with this? I don't know. Women Plus Connect is preference and not a guarantee. Ah, there you go. Now we're getting somewhere. As Lyft announcement notes, the company will do its best to match you with other women and non-married drivers, though there may be times when a match isn't possible. Well, no shit. If you're getting a Lyft in fucking Tuscaloosa, you're probably going to have a hard time finding yourself, maybe not Tuscaloosa, but like Birmingham. Well, maybe Birmingham might actually be. If you're in a small town, you ain't going to try this in a small... Sorry. I'm just kidding. Lyft isn't in small towns once they went pink anyways. All right. Women Plus Connect is one of many features Lyft has put into place to keep riders safe when they request a ride with Smart Trip Check-In. I actually do that. I actually share my my rides with whoever I'm meeting. The real joke is after the cancel music. Okay. Libs punching air right now? What does that have to do with anything? What are you talking about? If anything, the guys in the small town are going to be requesting the non-binary because they're the ones that are the most curious. All right. Women Plus Connect is preference, not a guarantee. Women Connect is one of the many features Lyft has put into place to keep drivers safe when they request a ride. With Smart Trip Check-ins, Lyft monitors rides a long stop deviation. Lyft also gives riders the ability to share their real-time location with friends and family and see the name and profile. Okay, all right. This feature is now available in select early access cities: Chicago, Phoenix, San Diego, San Francisco. If you're in Chicago, can you request like a bulletproof Windows Lyft? That would actually make a lot of money. San Diego, San Jose, but Lyft plans to add. So I guess it's just a preference thing. And so what they're basically saying is if someone is non-binary or a woman, you can put it as a request And if they have it, they'll fill it. But if they don't, then you'll get filled with, you'll get, if you're a lady and you request it and they can't fill the request, then they'll just fill you with a guy, because it's not saying that it is a all or nothing. It's like, we are going to send out a signal. Hey, we have somebody that has requested a woman or non-binary. Will you pick the person up? And then they may actually charge. This actually might be a feature. This actually might be a feature that they could make more money. Imagine if you could do it and say, if we do give this, we want to incentivize women and non-binary drivers to pick you up. It's going to cost you another $1. Then they can't do that, because then there'll be too much outrage. I'm trying to think I'm trying to think strictly from an economic standpoint, from a business standpoint, outside of the PR part of this. Like, is this actually a function that has a use, like an actual use, like the cost effectiveness of adding this function versus how much increase you're going to have? Do you pull people over from Uber just because it shows that you're trying to be safer or more inclusive? Then it's a smart ROI. If it's going to cost more from a back end and development standpoint, but you're not going to see anything but a loss on it from the going forward because you don't get an extra boost in revenue, then it just becomes a public relations thing. That's what I'm trying to understand. No, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to think from a standpoint, like, obviously we know that a lot of these companies, it's like, and if you think that it's like Stocky's over here just trying to be controversial, no, I just call it like I see it. Look at all of these companies during Pride Month, right? They all throw up a fucking flag, a rainbow flag, talk about all the Pride shit, and then immediately the next month, gone. It's like, we know you're doing it just for PR. You know what I mean? Like, we know you're doing it just for PR. And I'm also not saying that they should go all in and give special treatment to certain people or whatever, whether they're marginalized or not. I'm just saying, like, this is how, like this is what pisses me off about people who are so, I don't want to use the word woke, because there's a lot of people, I hate people that use that word, they use it way too much. But this idea that, oh my God, they're allies. But they're the same people who 5 seconds ago said, corporations are not people, they're evil entities that need to be ended with capitalism. But the moment a fucking little sticker goes up, they're like, they're allies. I'm like, make up your fucking mind. Like, I mean, you know, it's a mind game. So when I look at this, I say to myself, is Lyft doing this only as a PR? Do they think there's actual valuation in this? And is it sustainable, or is it just a test? Or is there a government subsidy that's involved? That's another thing that I'm looking at. I'm not against it at all. Fuck it. I think it's a great feature. I think from a business standpoint, this is smart. I'm not shitting on Lyft at all. Now that I've read the article, I think this is fucking genius. It's short term, but any cost they invoke now, they'll be able to use in the future in case political climate changes, or in case there's ever it's actually another fucked up part is this is also something that they'll use if there's ever another sexual assault allegation or actual sexual assault that happens between a driver and a passenger. They'll be like, well, we gave them the option. Like, they're also protecting themselves. Like, this is a very complex issue, but now that I read into it, it actually makes sense, because any loss incurred monetarily, the PR alone will probably make up for it, because that short-term thing. And I have no problem. You know, it's funny. It's crazy is, and you know, if I'm a dad and I have a daughter and she's taking Ubers by herself, I obviously have more peace of mind, naturally, if she's with another woman driver rather than a male, right? Like, you know, it's nothing against, like, I don't think men are a certain way or this, but obviously there's certain aspects of that dynamic, that power dynamic, that I am more comfortable with. Now, I'm not personally going to only do that. My daughter's a big girl. She will be a big girl. My wife's a big girl. She, she could handle herself. But there's a peace of mind factor there as a father, and I'm sure there are women out there that are concerned about that. So it makes sense from that standpoint too. That's sexist. Oh my God. I said power dynamic, like from an actual physical standpoint. What if the woman is identifying as a woman? What if the woman is identifying as a woman? Isn't that just a woman? All right, here we go. ARM IPO is live. Here we go. Do we put on some music? But what if the woman driver hasn't transitioned yet from a man? Oh God, we're not doing this right now. All right, here we go. Here we go. I honestly, I have no idea what's going to happen, but this might actually hit $70. I don't fucking know. We'll see. Do I fuck with it? You know what? I might fuck with it a little bit. Hold on. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we can get filled at. I'll put a very, very odd. I'm going to put a small amount for a stop loss. See what we can get here. All right. Let's see. I think I am going to play this. This could go all the way. This could fall down to 30. I don't know. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to jump in on this at the bottom here, which is probably stupid, but I don't know how you managed to navigate that entire conversation. Just talking, man. All right, I'm in. Let me put a trailing stop loss. See what happens. Finally, a good roulette table. Okay, this is not roulette, okay? All right, I got 15 shares filled at... What did I get filled at? I don't fucking know. All right, let's put a trailing stop loss on this at order type, trailing stop at 3%. Okay, we'll see what happens. All right, we are at... That's funny. Oh, man. No. I'm not stopped out yet. I just thought that was hilarious. All right, where are we at? All right, let's go to history. All right, we bought 15 shares at $55.95. So, little fun play here. 3% means that the most I can lose is about $25 on this. I'm not going to go crazy on this IPO because it is an IPO, so we shall see. But just picked up a nice 15 shares at $55.95, running a trailing stop loss of 3% to see what happens. If this thing jumps, I can always open up or lower that trailing stop loss just to see what happens. So we shall see. I have a feeling that this thing is going to have a nice little pop and then die off. But who knows? Maybe it dies and pops. Maybe it just dies. I don't know. We shall see what happens. What were you laughing at? Oh, I was laughing at that as soon as I was adding the stop loss, it fell. It didn't fall enough to get stopped out, but it started falling. It was just funny on the timing. All right, so we are currently up 1.2%. That means the worst we can do is 1.8% down, meaning the worst I can lose is about $15. Not bad for a $900 position. And here we go. Okay, now we are at 2%. So now the worst we can do is lose 1%. All right, so we will see. So we are in at 55. What was it? 55.95, right? This is moving because of AI. Well, no, ARM doesn't actually do AI. They just provide a lot of stuff that goes to companies that also happen to do AI. All right, here we go. 57. I looked over at YouTube chat, and one guy's talking about me, and he goes, "Oh, never mind." Okay, moving on. All right. Is 2 Steps from Hell copyright? God damn it. You can increase your stop loss dynamically depending on how high it goes. Yeah, it's called cancel stop loss. Reorder, and then put it from 3% to 4%.
Welcome ex-Chobo to the Bear Gang. Take daily spy calls. YOLO.
All right, here we go. 5760. You got an IG? You mean like Instagram? I think so. I don't ever check it. All right, here we go. Almost caught the bottom on this one.
Anon donated $5. What do you think about commercial real estate debt and its default risks and the impact on the economy over the next 2 to 3 years? Most of the debt is held by regional/local banks.
Well, the commercial real estate that is tied up in like office buildings and whatnot is an absolute fucking shit show right now. If it wasn't for Evergrande in China right now, I think we'd be more focused on ours. That is going to be an absolute just dump. And I think it's going to cause a lot more regional banks to actually get collected by JP Morgan and stuff, so I don't think we're done with seeing it. A lot of these businesses are going to have to re-up their loans or sell for a loss. They're going to have to re-up their loans at a higher rate, too. And then JP Morgan will own at least 3 more regional banks by the end of next year. That's just my theory. All right, here we go. Adobe's still going. Great run up to earnings. Good play there, guys. You guys almost have me wanting to grab these Len puts before close. I'm not going to play it, but goddamn. All right, where are we at on this now? Only a small play for an IPO because obviously we don't know. We don't know the IPO. Where are we at now? We are now up. Like I said this morning pre-market, I think $70, $80 is in play. I don't know if we get there or not, depending on sellers, but I think there was enough hype around this that people couldn't get filled. 10 times subscription. We'll do it. We are now up 4%. We cannot lose money. We can't lose money. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to up my 3% trailing stop loss and tighten it to a 2% trailing stop loss. Okay, so we have a 3% trailing stop loss. I am going to up this to a... Whoops. All right. That way I give myself 2% guarantee instead of 1% guarantee. We're having a really big day today. All of those fucking Oracle shares that we bought the other day on the way down for 2 days. Very good stuff. All right, we're at 5% now on ARM. All right, so we're going to put all the shares on the trailing stop loss at 2%. All right. How many Oracle shares do I still have? I think I still have 9 from the other day. Look at this. 115. We bought the hell out of this dip. We were buying all the way down, and here we are, baby. So oversold on that. That's why that guy yesterday, I was telling him, you're absolutely right. Oracle's numbers were shit. Oracle is no longer what it used to be. But the human greed and the human factor is going to be there. Oracle's going to get bought up, and here we are.
I'm fast killer.
Thanks for the heads up. Shut up. Not a signal service, dickhead.
Bitch.
This music is perfect because we're like oil princes now. No, what the... Oh! I am not a snitch. Oh, you said chic. Looked like you said snitch. I thought you couldn't sell IPO shares for a certain period of time once you bought them. That's if you bought pre-IPO, if you were allocated shares on a funding round. I just bought shares in the open market. Thanks to Stock Guy, that one guy can quit his job thanks to SGHT. Yeah, that guy said he got a job. He got his first paycheck. He needed a YOLO midday, and out of nowhere, I just found one. It was SGHT. And I think I still have the entry for him. Yeah, and from the moment I gave it to him till the end of the day that day, that shit ran 17%. And the funny thing is that I didn't play it, but I turned his ass into the SEC for whistleblower bounty, and so I'm just waiting on that. All right, here we go. I'm up 6%, 6.6%. Thanks, Stocky. Don't thank me. I don't fucking run the ARM IPO. I just felt like because of the 10x subscription base for the IPO demand that it was going to run to 70, 80, maybe $90. So I'm just going to run it. What if it would have fallen right out the gate? Then you would have been like, Stocky, I fucking hate you. You made me lose money. So shut up. Beautiful. You know what's funny? I'm enjoying this move, but I'm enjoying Oracle way more. You're up 10%. Let's go. Oh, my God. Somebody's going to buy the top, or somebody's not going to have a trailing stop loss. I'm up 9%. Oh, no. I got stopped out. All right, well, I got my 9%. Somebody else's problem now. I got out of Oracle. I got into Oracle 3 days ago. I'm up 4% already. Thanks for the call, Stocky. This is not a signal service, you dickhead. Are you going to get back in? I still think that $70, $80 is possible if volume is there. But, no, I'm not going to get back in. I got my money. Unless this shit falls and consolidates again, then maybe. Stocky sold. I'm going in. Okay, well. Signal alert. How much did you make from that trade? Oh, bro, I made like $100. That's it. I didn't go in crazy. This late in the day, IPO? No. I'll buy back in when ARM's at 38 bucks. Short-term capital gains, so like 80 bucks. Omega lol. That's 80 bucks more than you made on it. Unsubscribe, bitch. Imagine laughing at someone for making money. Oh, I love it. I love it. If you don't make $1,000 every single trade, people think you're no good, right? But here's the thing. The guys who do make $1,000 on their trades, most of them are paper trading and they've lost $100,000 on their other trades and they show you the $1,000 trade. Or they make $1,000 for a couple trades and then blow up their account and disappear and pretend like they fucking start a software company on Twitter. Let me make my money and go on. I mean, listen. You can laugh all you want, and I may not be making fucking massive gains every single trade, but that's why I'm still around and everyone else is gone. Because slow and steady wins the race. Bitch. You photoshopped that? Yes, because the guy who can't even figure out how to fucking turn on his YouTube stream at the same time as his Twitch was able to quickly Photoshop that in less than 30 seconds. Congratulations. I thought we were just shitting on $1,000 winners. No, $1,000 every trade. Uh-oh. Looks like we're curling. You set your sell limit at 70 bucks kicking back? Didn't you make 100% on EPM overnight? Yeah, but that was a small play. Listen, I take large positions on large stocks. Like our Oracle trade this morning, right? We have 50 shares that we're still riding on Oracle from pre-market. Well, we had until we got stopped out. So this pre-market trade that we had, right? You take 50 shares, it's a lot of money, right? But you look at, 1.5%. Sure. You're not going to make tens of thousands of dollars on that trade, but if you take 3 or 4 trades and you're making $100, $200, $300, $400 a trade, you're doing very good. The problem is trying to go for that $1,000 or $2,000 and then you go to zero or negative and you do that a couple times, your account's gone. I know you guys have seen me take some trades that were pretty crazy, but in this market over the past couple weeks, you have to play what's in front of you. If the market's not giving you a lot, you can't force it. Just make a new account. Why do you think all the fucking traders from 2021 disappeared? They ran out of money. If you blow up all your accounts, eventually you run out of money. And if your trading is your only job, you got to go get a real job. And sometimes, here's the thing, and this is what I try to teach a lot of you guys. A lot of you guys don't have the fucking patience. That's why you could never trade or invest without, some of y'all need to put a auto withdrawal investment account and lose the password. Because you guys get so impatient. Sometimes you'll buy. I'm not saying that all my trades are great. I have a lot of shit trades. But look at Oracle the other day. I started buying at 118, right? And then 115, 117, or sorry, 115, 114, 111, 109, 107. And everybody, man, I was getting so much shit that on stream that day. Haha, the Oracle's still falling out of the sky. Haha, Stocky. How's that Oracle position? I'm like, I'm buying little bits on the way down. You know what? I have patience. In a month or two, we'll see where we're at. We're already there in 4 days, but a lot of people don't have the patience to wait even that long. Right? They don't have the fucking patience. And so it's like they just put all their money in and put a stop loss, and if it falls, well, I took my loss, and then they bitch that it keeps going up, or they don't put any money in, then get mad they didn't buy the dip. It's like, okay, if you have conviction, if you look at the numbers, if you look at something, add into it, but scale in, scale out. Why is Oracle good long term? Who said anything about long term? Did you not see my whiteboard yesterday on the human element of why there'd be a potential for the gap back up? Because of the name recognition, retail traders, market sentiment, and more importantly, greed. And here we are. Now, obviously, I'm not going to sit here and be like, I was so confident that it was going to gap up so quickly, or else I would have gone all in on fucking 110 weeklies and then be up 300%. I ain't going to pretend like I knew, but I legged in and now I'm legging out. Sir, we consider long-term holding overnight. Stop equating all of your positions to every relationship you've ever had. Both you paid for, and both you can't afford to hold overnight. I'm sorry, that was toxic as shit. I shouldn't have said that. I shouldn't have said that. Huh? What? What did I say? I basically said that no one will ever love them, and that that they have to pay for anything they want. Basically me. What's wrong? Why are you upset today? Usually you laugh at my stupid jokes, but then you just give me that look right now like something happened. What happened? You're not feeling the best? What happened? I heard the baby screaming at 3:38 this morning when I was up. Bro, man, kids is rough. I'm telling you. Don't get me wrong. I love having my children, and they're the best thing that ever happened to me. But, man, it can be rough sometimes. It is hard. Are we aiming for number 3? You out your goddamn mind. Am I getting a vasectomy? No, not yet. Arm is live. Arm is live. Arm is live. Wait, Sugma Beans? What? Which one? The IPO? Arm IPO's live? Guys, Sugma Beans just said Arm is live. Holy shit, where? What did it open at? Fuck, did we miss it? Oh, crazy. It's actually lower than where I sold it at. That's right, the broken, or screwing in the hot light bulb. You should change your flashing light bulb? No, because I love how scuffed it is. I actually had a big conversation with one of S-Fan's editors, and we were talking about the difference between how Twitch went from high production to scuffed to now high production again. And I said, I went high production. I said I had the same $49 Logitech webcam that I've had from the beginning. And I finally, for the first time ever in my 5 years streaming, upgraded my camera to a $99 Razer Pro. And I did it for the whiteboards for TikTok and other things. And so now we're in high def, which is probably not a good thing. So, I said, I have to leave it scuffed. The moment that my stream becomes not scuffed, I lose any charm I used to have. The camera ruined it? Is that a pimple on your forehead? Actually, no, but it looks like one. What charm did you gain? How did you invest before it went live? I didn't invest before it went live. I literally bought it right here on this candle. It actually went down after I bought it. Good to be able to recognize your weaknesses. They're part of you. Your weaknesses don't define you. They're just a part of you. Why run from them? Either make them strengths or understand that they're part of you. And it's not really a weakness. What makes something a weakness? Like when I was a kid, I was so scared of being made fun of for my birthmark that I used to cover myself in the pool, everywhere I went. I didn't want to get looked at. I didn't want to get made fun of. Now, I don't even realize I have it. I forget I have it until I see a picture of me shirtless. And then I'm like, oh shit, I forgot I have that covering half my body. I don't give a fuck. You don't give a flying fuck about a birthmark? Some people would say that that's a weakness. Some people would say that that's something that they got to work around, something they've got to learn to accept. I have to learn to accept shit. That's like saying I have to learn to accept my nose. It's fucking part of my body. So what? What, birthmark? Wait until you guys see me in the ring on December 2nd. You're going to see, you'll see it. And it's probably going to blow y'all's mind. You should cover the nose too. It usually is covered with your mom's. Have you ordered shorts yet? No, I still have to design my boxing shorts. How's the chest coming along? My ELO is down to 238. When do the odds for the fight come out? I don't think they have odds. Bro, you earning them bucks? What bucks? Did you see Emily and Andrea yesterday? I saw somebody said that they were training, so I went in and told Emily's chat that I'm actually boxing her because we ran out of opponents, so it's her and I matched up, and they all basically said I was gonna get my ass kicked. Except your small PP. That was your roast? That was the best you had? Let him cook? All right, I'll let him cook. Bro watching the stream on Internet Explorer. I don't know why that's funny, but it is. Come on, he's trying. All right, we'll give him a break. All right, we never finished our news. Do I take Len puts through earnings or not? I don't know. I feel like that's probably going to go badly for me. Can I order a Lyft for my small PP? Probably, because just like the driver, no one's going to even recognize what it is. All right, we've got EPM still over $7. So that's a good one there. EPM was the one that we picked up yesterday. Started buying all the way down to $6.15. I'm sorry. Oh, no, it's the end of the stream. Oh, my God. All right. I'm dying, dude. We're all dying. You know, according to the Census Bureau, I am officially halfway to death. That's right. I don't know about you guys, but I have a weekly calendar, and it's a calendar that goes, it's a bubble for every week, and it starts from 0 to 80 or 85 or whatever. And every time a Monday happens, you bubble a week that went by, and it lets you know how quickly your life is going by. And for some people, it's really, really sad. And for other people, it's motivating as shit. And I have it up there, and I just bubbled in another one a couple days ago. And according to the average life expectancy for a man, which I'm probably not going to get to because of all the abuse I put myself through, I'm on the back half, guys. Are you having a midlife crisis? No, listen, I've been having a crisis for 5 years. Was it your birthday yesterday? No, my birthday's in April. Oh, we're halfway there. Oh, wait, I'm going to get DMCA. All right, we never finished the news, so let's keep going through this real quick. Powering through. ECB to make a rate decision. The ARM IPO to begin trading. Berkshire selling HPQ. MGM outage. By the way, I don't know how many of y'all work in IT, but y'all need to start a union to get paid more, because with all of these other people that were getting paid crazy amounts of money to change jobs, IT guys got forgotten about, and they just led to MGM losing more goddamn money in 3 days than they did from like a month of COVID. Okay? All right, so this MGM glitch that like shut everything down, like people, they were having to write like hand vouchers for casinos. They were having to like open rooms with keys and shit. It turns out that Caesars might have been accidentally behind it because they actually allowed access to some hacking group to test something earlier in the year. But more importantly, apparently the hackers just called the IT help desk at MGM, got the information they needed to. So some people in IT need to be fired, while others probably need to get paid enough to give a shit. Now, don't get me wrong. This hacking group is good. I saw they use a lot of different things like social media, social engineering, whatever it was. I'm scrambled right now. And they've done a lot of other hacks in the past. But it turns out that they might have just called up the IT desk. I don't get paid enough for this shit. Where's my little note thing I had? I love how the Barbie movie is causing Birkenstock to go IPO now. Just gets one cameo. They're like, oh, we're the next Crocs. Like, you've been around for 250 years. Has anyone ever tried to hack me? Bro, do you know how sad that would be? Like, I'm the type of place where you break in and, like, leave something. Also, did you guys see the Australian CEO guy who said that we need more unemployment? One of the richest guys in all of that in that entire country. I have so many unread shits that I got to get through with you guys. What time is the morning call? 45 minutes. Oh, morning call's open to everybody tomorrow morning, guys. Remember, at 8:45 Eastern, 45 minutes before market. Morning call we do every morning, but on Fridays it's open to everybody. So be in the Discord under Friday Freebies voice channel at 8:45, well, 8:46, or about 45 minutes before market opens, so we can do morning call together, okay? Here we go.
Welcome, General, to go to the
Let me find it for you guys. This was insane. Oh, here's one for you. I thought you guys might like this one. If you would have seen this about 3 months ago, it was different. But look at this right here. Biggest returns for the year since the beginning of the year. Okay? By market cap and return. Apple at 34%. Microsoft at 40%. We own that. Google at 55%. Own that. Amazon's now at 72%. Nvidia 211%. Tesla 120%. Berkshire 19%. Facebook, the biggest winner of the year outside of Nvidia, 153 now. Eli Lilly 63%. Visa at 20%. TSM at 22%. Exxon 5%. UNH negative 9.5%. Why isn't this in order? It's in order by market cap. Walmart 16%. Whoop whoop. NVO, so I'm an owner of Walmart, NVO. I own Google and Microsoft. We got JP Morgan, Johnson Johnson red on the year. MasterCard 20%, Procter & Gamble flat. Broadcom 52%, which I own now and I'm down on. Home Depot I own, only up 3%. Chevron down. Oracle 36%. Merck down. AbbVie, Coca-Cola, Adobe 65%. Toyota, Costco 22%. Look at that. Netflix, surprisingly, only 39%. But that's also with the pullback here. Okay. Here you go. All right, chat, class, let's watch this and discuss. Okay? This man, one of the richest men in all of Australia, obviously didn't spend any money. My God, that's a 9 head. What the fuck is that? What is that? Is the camera distorted, or is that man's head? Is there some... What in the fuck is that one of the aliens? That didn't get caught in Mexico? What is that? That has to be a mess up with the camera, right? Bro, this is like a Simpsons character. I'm sorry. Okay, let me just stop. Here you go. Let's listen to it, and you guys tell me what you think. It's okay. You're allowed to make fun of really rich people. Hell, you can even call for the death of them and nobody cares. I'm not doing that, but it's like if somebody's rich, you can say anything you want about them, apparently. That's what I've learned on the internet. Like if somebody's like poor and they killed like 10 people, it's like you can't say anything bad about them because it's like, oh, it's because of this the way they grew up or the system or the society. But if somebody's rich, I can say anything I want. So I'm making fun of that. But honestly, I don't know if that's the camera or not. But let's listen to this together and see how you guys feel about this. I want to discuss it afterwards. But discuss it like adults, okay? And see, maybe he has a point. Maybe there's all this outrage for nothing. Maybe he just worded it wrong because he doesn't have a PR guy. Shut up, Stocky. Let's just listen to it. Okay, here we go. Shh.
People decided they didn't really want to work so much anymore through COVID, and that has had a massive issue on productivity. You know, tradies have definitely pulled back on productivity. You know, they have been paid a lot to do not too much in the last few years, and we need to see that change. We need to see unemployment rise. Unemployment has to jump 40, 50% in my view. We need to see pain in the economy. We need to remind people that they work for the employer.
Real quick. I haven't heard this yet. This is the first time I'm hearing it, but I just realized what he said. And I think there's a misunderstanding on what he just said. Holy shit, let's use our fucking brains. I'm not agreeing with the guy. I haven't heard what he said. It needs to jump 40, 50%. Not jump to 40, 50%. So what he's saying is unemployment needs to go from 3% to 4.5%. At least that's what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong, but so far that's what I heard. Okay, I just want to jump on that real quick. Yo! Libido! I'm sorry, Lipitor! The 5 gifted, thank you. Which, funny thing is, that's exactly what the Federal Reserve has said might be needed too. So 40% of 3% is 1.3% more. So from 3% to 4.3%, right? So I don't know. That's just what I heard. Maybe I'm wrong. All right, let me turn off the alerts for a second. I don't know. I know this is going to get clipped out of context. It's going to be like Stock Guy is agreeing and supporting billionaires saying that we need 40, 50% unemployment. No. I heard him say it needs to increase 40, 50%, not to 40, 50%.
The other way around. I mean, there's been a systematic change where employees feel the employer is extremely lucky to have them, as opposed to the other way around. So,
okay, that was kind of a dickhead thing to say. I think both are wrong. I think it should be a cohabitable coexistence relationship. But the idea that employees should be groveling at employers is wrong. And I think that employers should be more thankful for their employees, especially good ones. But we live in a place where instead of incentivizing people to continue to do well, we just threaten them that we'll replace them if they don't do well. So we keep them there out of fear, not out of whatever.
It's a dynamic that has to change. We've got to kill that attitude, and that has to come through hurting the economy, which is what the whole global, the world is trying.
That's because you're a streamer and you work for yourself. Yes, you little dipshit. I'm 38 years old. I've been streaming for the past 20 years. Shut the fuck up. Sorry.
The governments around the world are trying to increase unemployment to get that to some sort of normality. And we're seeing it. I think every employer now is seeing it. I mean, there is definitely massive layoffs going off. People might not be talking about it, but people are definitely laying people off, and we're starting to see less arrogance in the employment market, and that has to continue because that will cascade across the costs.
Okay, my takeaway from this is the guy's a bit out of touch, and I think it's not so much what he's saying, it's the way he said it. But first takeaway is he does not say unemployment should be 40 or 50%. That's a clickbait title, or the person who wrote it didn't hear him. He says increase 40, 50%, so up to 4.5%, which the Federal Reserve has also said we need to do that. If wages don't go down or stagnate, then we need less people working. So I can't fault him for that as much. But when he said that we've gone from employees thinking that employers should appreciate them when it should be employees appreciating the employer, that's where he's either A, out of touch, or B, doesn't know how to fucking talk. Because, no, it shouldn't be one way or the other. Yes, people should be thankful to have a job, I guess, but the employer hired them because they needed them and they were the best qualified, or knew somebody, or somebody banged somebody and they're blackmailing them. You hire people because you need them. They're the best qualified, so you should appreciate them. Right? But employees should also do their fucking job so that they get paid, or somebody else will do it, right? It's supposed to be a cohabitable, relationship here. There should never be a point where employees are like, fuck them, I want to get paid for more than what I'm worth. But the employer should also pay people what the fuck they're worth. Now, they can't give them 100% because then they wouldn't be profitable. If they're not profitable, then they can't fucking run a business, and then people get laid off. Obviously, there's another argument for how much CEOs and executives make, but that's a whole other situation. No one's ever going to get paid the amount of their labor. I already told you guys, the best argument in the world for raising wages is not how much your labor is worth. It's how much your labor's worth to the company when it goes to the GDP, right? People say, well, I should make more per hour because of this. No. How much money is your labor worth? That's the big differentiation. Nobody understands that. I mean, the average hourly output in America is $40 to $50, sometimes $60 per hour. And if you're getting paid $20 an hour, that means the employer, from a GDP standpoint, is technically making $40 an hour profit off of you. Now, minus costs, but still. What about the gender pay gap? Shut the I know exactly what you're trying to do. It ain't going to happen. I love how a guy came in here. I will shut up after you hire around 1,000 people to make your thought a reality and not just a statement. Let's go back in time for a second. I'm not going to get one guide because you're not worth it. But I just want to, in case anybody else out there also is brain dead. I simply stated that this man said 40-50% increase in unemployment, which would mean from its current level, not overall 40-50%. 40-50% unemployment would collapse the entire economic system in society. It would be over. So obviously we can't have that. Not agreeing with this douchebag. Obviously the way he said the thing at the end really put a bad taste in my mouth. Thinking that because I'm a streamer means I'm out of touch and I have no idea what it's like being a working person. Listen here, you little shit. Not only have I been homeless and have I eaten out of garbage and fucking been in children's homes and went in the military and then got an addiction and got over and started working cleaning floors at a Burger King, then actually picking myself up, continuing to get better. Instead of feeling sorry for myself and being a victim, I became a survivor, which is a mindset. Took the survivor mindset, decided to do better with it, got a different job, a better job, then kept learning the job above me, kept coming in early, kept learning it, move until I became an overnight manager of a hotel, which still was a thankless job, which led me to doing something that I was good at, which then gave me the opportunity to grow my own business, which for the past 3 years, dipshit, okay, I have had my own business. So yes, I'm so out of touch with what it's like to be an employee or an employer. Fuck off, okay? Moving on. Now that we're there. You're preaching to the choir, I still work 6 jobs? Then why are you so angry? I mean this from a place of love, man. I mean this from a place of love. I know what it's like, bro. I know what it's like. And I'm never going to minimize anyone's struggle. But what I can say, and I'm not talking to you, but this is something that I have to remind myself all the time. Even now when things aren't going well. I say, so much of life is a fucking mindset, right? And so many people become the victim when they're not a victim, right? And when I say that, people are like, oh, he's just some rich guy or some guy talking about whatever. He doesn't know what it's like. We've all had our struggles. Life ain't fair. The moment you sit back and say, well, I deserve this and I'm upset and I'm giving up because life didn't give me, it gave this person, life ain't fair. It's never going to be fair. Never was fair. It sucks. Everyone gets a hand at the start of the fucking table. Some people get dealt pocket aces. Some people get 2-7 offsuit. Some people get the flop and they get a fucking set. Some people don't. Some people have to bluff their way or grind their way through life. But what I can tell you is I don't care what you've gone through, you're not a victim. Okay? And I don't mean that from the nonchalant of, oh, stop acting like a victim. No. Being a victim is a mindset. What the fuck are you talking about, Stocky? What if somebody was beaten or got hit by a car or was assaulted or had this? That's a victim. No, it's not. Have you ever seen somebody who's gotten past cancer call himself a cancer victim? No. No. They call themselves a fucking cancer survivor. It's a mindset. So my belief is that you're only a victim if you allow yourself to be a victim. I don't care what's happening. You're not a victim. You're a survivor. You survived being assaulted. You survived poverty. You survived abuse. You survived that. And once you realize you're a survivor, then your mindset goes into a different overdrive. You're not a victim, you're a survivor. And a survivor is an underdog, and everyone loves a good fucking underdog story. All right? Get out of that. I am not a victim of child abuse. I am not a victim of the children's homes. I am not a victim of alcohol and drug addiction. I am not a victim of having fucking just getting kicked in the nuts my whole life. I'm not a victim of any of that. I'm a survivor. And if I can survive that, I can survive anything. And if I can survive anything, nothing's going to stop me. And if nothing's going to stop me, I am going to go until I am stopped. Because nothing else is going to stop me. Only myself. I'm the only person who can stop me from what I want. That and the IRS. And my wife and Apple's legal team. But other than those, I guess my kids too. And a solar flare, I guess, if it hit us hard enough. A tsunami in the middle of the night if it took out all of Florida would. I guess an asteroid probably technically could too. A hurricane. If AT&T cuts my internet, then I guess. But other than those 33 or 34 things, there is nothing in this world that can fucking stop me other than myself. And the HOA? No, they can't stop me. They can find me, but they can't stop me. Only I can stop myself. Can you do that speech again while running your shirt off outside? Oh, I didn't realize I was doing a speech. I was just talking. Getting a big check at the end of the month. I like Apple and Google. Would you wait for a pullback? No, I would just leg in. Because one of two things will happen. It's going to keep mooning, and you'll continue to wait for that pullback until it never happens, and you do buy the top. Or you leg in, it falls. And because you only legged in, you still have extra money, and now you're buying cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So you either buy and make money, or get to buy cheaper and make more money down the line. It's 1 o'clock. No, I wasn't trying to make a speech, guys. I wasn't trying to make a speech. I was just saying to the guy, like I get it, okay? It fucking sucks. I may not know your struggle, but I know what it's like to struggle. And I can tell you that the moment you sit there and say, I am a victim, the world is not fair, and that everything I do fails and nothing is ever going to work and I'm never going to get where I want to be, life sucks, why do these people have what I want, and I don't? Why did they give it to them? You are a victim, and you will use every reason to explain to yourself why you can't get ahead in life. But the moment you go from saying, I am a victim to I am a fucking survivor, then nothing can stop you. Because if you can survive it, you can get past anything. Because if you can survive what you've got through, ain't no one out there going to tell you you can't do something. You're never going to get anywhere in life, Stocky or Jason. No one's ever going to love you. You're never going to get an education. You're going to be stuck in the small town. You're never going to get a higher rank in the military. I had a doctor while I was throwing up my stomach and blood on an emergency room. If you walk out of here, you're going to die. Your liver will never recover. Oh, you got into doing that? You're never going to be a GM of a hotel. You don't have a college degree. You're a bellman. Oh, you run a hotel? Well, you'll never do. You're gonna quit your job to be a fucking streamer? What's a streamer? What's Twitch? Games? Are you streaming games? Finance? Money? Nobody watches that shit. You're gonna quit your job to do that? You're stupid. You're never gonna make that. Oh, well, you've made it. Well, you're never gonna be a top streamer. Oh, you have 75,000 concurrent viewers. You're the number one streamer in the world. Oh, well, whatever. Oh, you're gonna DM a congresswoman? She's not gonna come on your show. That's never gonna happen. You're 38 years old. You've never boxed in your life. You're not gonna be boxing in front of millions of people in Las Vegas. Don't let anybody fucking tell you what you can't do. Don't let anybody tell you what you can't do. And if they tell you they can't do it because it's never been done before, well, guess what? I've done about 30 things that have never been done before. And I ain't done yet. Oh, shit, sorry. Number one in the world, wake up from your dream. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is how you can see someone who hates you, not because of what you've done or what you haven't done, but because you remind them of the fact that they never accomplished something they want. Yes. On January 28th, 2001, I was the number one live stream in the world. Number one on Twitch, number one on YouTube. At that moment, yes. It'll never happen again, but it happened. And if it upsets you for me to say that, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry for me. Sorry, 2021. I'm not sorry for me. I'm sorry for you. I still have the screenshot, by the way. All right. Let me get out of here. It wasn't me bragging. It was me saying it happened. There is no one, including myself, who ever thought that that would happen. But GameStop happened. Well, it only happened because of GameStop. There was a million other streamers out there that were doing stocks. Didn't happen to them. Why? Because they didn't do the grind. They didn't get up. I had a kid before that happened. I was up all night. And even when that happened, my wife was in the other room, sliced open, healing from a thing. We had no help. We were by ourselves. We had a newborn. I had the newborn here. I was with her 20 hours out of the day. 4 hours a day. She'd sleep next to my wife. I'd get up. I'd have her next to me. I streamed until the kid woke up. I didn't stop. Not about me. I'm just saying, I know that you're struggling. I'm not telling you it's going to be easy. I'm just saying, don't fucking look at yourself as a victim. Look at yourself as a survivor. I'm going to get out of here because I'm just repeating myself now. I don't want to get all fucking sentimental with you fucking pussies. Yo, 4 Jane Dots. Thank you for the 10 gifted. I don't know why you gave that to me, but thank you. I won marbles earlier today. I put my request in with a mod. Hopefully you got it. All right. Thanks, Taki. Now I'm going to go do something that I've always wanted to do. Why'd you put ... after that? I don't want you to do something stupid. I just hate the idea of, because I did give up on some things in life and I can't go back and fix it. And I just don't want you guys, I don't want you guys to stop doing things that you can do because of somebody else or because of a mindset. All right, let me get out of here. Who are we going to raid today? Raid Maya? No, shut the fuck up. A streamer once told me AMC was never going to mow ass. Thanks for the reassurance that I should pour more money into it. Oh, God. Did I play ARM today? No. I just took the len puts. Oh, God. I did not tell you to take the len puts. I did. Oh, my God. Oh, shit. This is not good. Oh, this is going to end badly. Hey, yo, Ellie. She used to be part of our channel. She used to be a friend of the channel. I wonder what happened to her. All right, let's stream. Oh, fuck. Her tits are out. Whatever. I don't care. She's a friend of the channel. We'll send you over there anyways. Stocky definitely taking the len puts. No, I didn't say that. All right, let's get naked and get out of here. Oh, I can't do it with YouTube. That's all right. I could just use Bobby's stuff because he hasn't copyright strike me yet. You're already naked? Well, that's cool, I guess. All right, guys, let's go. YouTube chat. Sorry I didn't read you today, but I've been kind of busy. All right, guys, remember, pre-market morning call open to everybody 45 minutes before market open. Be there. Be square. I will see you guys in the morning, okay? All right, let's get naked and get out of here. Okay? All right, let's go.
Not overspend. Put your money investing. Allow it to grow.
I gotta go take my kid to the pediatrician.
Key. Unlock that chain.
I will see you tomorrow. Remember, guys, become an organ donor. It is the greatest gift you can give. It doesn't cost you a thing. That's number one. Number two, if there's somebody you love, somebody you miss, haven't talked to in a while, give them a call, give them a text, send them an email, send them a carrier pigeon. Let them know you're thinking about them, guys. You could really make somebody's day. But more importantly, go make your own day. You've got the rest of it. Go make the best of it, okay? Go, let's see the birthmark. There's part of it. There's part of it there. You'll see the rest of it. I love your faces. I will see you. Remember, as long as you got 2 healthy kidneys, you are not broke. If you know somebody with 2 healthy kidneys, you've got a backup plan. As always, stay green, you DJs. Hasta mañana. Hasta luego. Mi amigos, mi familia, pendejos cabrones y todo. Gracias. Hasta luego. Hasta mañana. Ciao. Besitos. Tell your mom I said hi. She got a fat ass. As always, stay green, DJs. Later. Listen, I'll see y'all at the Capitol later, okay? Bye. the capital of gains. Capital gains is what I meant. Please don't come to my house. I can't use a lot of things. I can't use any. Oh, oh no! I forgot him. Oh, I burned him. God